What? Oh, weirdo. Woo! Alrighty. Is this how I used to do it? No, I think this is how I do it. Big stretch. Chat, what's going on? I'm live. Hey, what's going on, everyone? He returned. Puddle, my last stream was last week. I think if anything, this is Puddle's return to the chat. Imagine if it didn't take 8 years to get out the black screens. I'm never playing Terraria ever again. I hope you know that, Alim. I'm done. You're never getting access to that world ever again. Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the stream. How do we look? We're good in 1080 today. Hopefully this doesn't destroy my computer. It should be fine though. I did some cleaning. I gotta do some more cleaning once the stream's done. But we should be good. Also, apologies if you see me blow my nose every so often. Unfortunately, right on cue, honestly, I'm sick, which is so funny. Right at the end of the year, huh? Just be not sick? Oh, of course. Fantastic idea. No, yeah, I got sick. Me and my family, my entire family's sick too. It's nothing too bad. It's just cold, just common cold stuff. But it had to happen at the end of the year. That's what always happens. It's either Christmas, the week before Christmas, the week after Christmas, or in January. Because I was sick in January too this year. So I've been sick. I got sick in January. I got sick again during the summer. I got sick again when Splatoon 3 came out. So I think my immune system is telling me this year kind of sucked in terms of overall immunity. Which it's kind of, maybe it's right. Maybe I need to work out more, chat. I gotta go to the gym. I gotta go work out. But hey, new haircut. I got the new cut too. I'm feeling pretty nice finally. I just gotta change, shape up the beard a little bit here too. That's looking a little scruffy, but hopefully the hair is doing more than the beard is right now. So I'm not too concerned about that. It's not just a fever, it's just a cough. Yep. Last Christmas I gave you sickness. The very next day you got sick anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of my family members did. One of my extended family members got me sick, more than likely. But I'm not too concerned about that. Or maybe I am. No, we'll be fine though. Alright, can you guys hear me okay and everything though, despite all of that? We should be good to go. At least I hope we are. Probably these Cinderace raids in Scarlet. Oh, that's right. When are they? This week? This weekend, right? LD still can't connect into Twitter. Very funny. Or is that funny or is that mean? I don't know. Tomorrow? Oh, okay. Wow, so Thursday, huh? Interesting. Like, at least like a good amount during the stream. I'm gonna have to dip to grab some water. More than likely. I imagine after tonight, my voice might be gone. We'll have to see. It all depends on how tonight goes. I'm not thinking I'm gonna yell too much either. Also, I got a new shirt here too. Check out the new shirt I got for Christmas. If any other Sarah Luge or Bruxish? What type is the Cinderace? Fighting type, okay. Might just do Bruxish then. Bruxish. More than likely. That's probably what I can imagine what would happen with it. The fighting type one, though, that looks pretty cool. Alright, before we get started, so chat, I'll tell you, oh, hold on a second. Give me a sec. Alright, so tonight we got a couple things. He's already in chat. What's going on, Peter? So, today's stream, my return stream, quote unquote. It's not really a return stream so much, but today we're doing some interesting stuff today. So one, I've been wanting to do this for a minute, and then hopefully we can get a ton of people in here, because I know a lot of you guys, especially if you're content creators, you're gonna want to hear this conversation. So for some context, Xenosking, aka Peter, he is I forget. No, I'm kidding. Basically, he hey, Peter's here too. Oh, Peter, you're gonna love this too, unless you're busy. Welcome. The other Peter too. We have multiple Peters here today. Welcome. All we're missing is Griffin, and I think I have like one more Peter that I know. I could be wrong. But basically, for some context, Peter was somewhat, I wouldn't say, because no, that was Dylan. No, it was a lie. But Peter is one of the heads of Crater U. He was basically the guy that kind of not oversaw everything, but he played a big part in it. He helps other content creators, kind of manage. There's not just manage their stuff, but just kind of lay out plans for them. Just kind of gives advice on what it means to be a content creator. The types of things you can do to try to develop content, plans you can make, whatnot. And so I thought it'd be a really good idea to have him on. The stream, not just in chat, but also in a voice call. He'll be back here in a moment, just to kind of talk about this, because honestly, it's the end of the year. It's right now on this December 28th. Let me change the music up here too in a second. All right, he's back. Give me 1 second. I just changed up the music. We need a good song. It's the end of the year, and I was like, you know what? I already sent out the feedback form, which, by the way, mods, if you can you grab that for me? It is a very helpful feedback form. I already think I have like 11 responses on it, which is really good. Thank you guys for that. But I was looking at it. I was like, you know what? I'm going to look at it more later. So next year, one of the first streams we're going to do is we're going to look at that. We're going to look at it together. Basically see what you guys said. But before we do that, I wanted to end off kind of the year just talking about, just content creator stuff. Because I know a lot of you guys out there, you might just be viewers, but also a good chunk of you are also budding content creators. You want to be one. I want to be a content creator. And I feel like this conversation will definitely help us all kind of realize, what goes into it, what we can realistically get out of it, that type of stuff, and all sorts of cool stuff like that. And there's also going to be a Q&A session too. So mods or anyone else can join in as well, so don't get wrong. All right, I'm going to call him right now. Let's see if it works. Out for the test.
Yo.
Hey, there we go. Hello, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Just finished, talking with the client. Sorry for the delay.
Oh, no, you're good, you're good. I was trying to stall people with my whims. I think it was working.
Hell yeah. I like it.
Perfect. Well, chat, everyone, welcome Peter here. 1 second here. I just wanted to make sure that this music isn't too loud. I think we're good. We should be fine. How do I sound on your end?
Everything sounds good.
All right, good. I was saying hello. Perfect. Yeah, hello, guys. Welcome. All right, so we talked beforehand how this is gonna work. From what I imagine, and hopefully it does, is that basically we'll just kind of start conversations just about just content creation, and then we'll just kind of go from there. And at some point, I want to open the floor up to everyone in the chat, because I know, like I said before, I know you guys probably do have a lot of questions. And hopefully he and I can both answer. Obviously, I'm not a professional, but I can give you just kind of accounts on my experience and whatnot too. So hopefully we can all kind of get something from that tonight as well. Also, apologies to you as well, Peter. I am a little bit under the weather, so if my voice sounds kind of groggy.
No, dude. If anything, I'm sorry, dude. I hope you feel better soon.
I don't know what it is. It's like every year, I've tried to map it out. Every year I get sick at least twice. But this year in particular, I've gotten sick like 4 times. I don't know why.
Dang.
My immune system is just taking a break today. I don't know. But it is what it is. All right. So I guess you want to start off, because I know for most people in here, they probably don't know exactly what you do. So if you want to start off kind of giving like a little introduction to yourself.
Sure. So my name is Peter. Online, I go by Xenosking as like my gamer name. But everyone knows me as a realistic optimist that's usually here to teach content creators how to grow their brands and learn more about the business of being a content creator. So that's kind of my whole thing currently. Before all of this, though, what I did was esports production back in 2018, 2019, worked for various companies. OGN being the most, and ESL being the most notable one. And before then, I actually did a lot of work in collegiate esports for my school, RIT, Rochester Institute of Technology, where I ran a bunch of tournaments there, and was the co-founder and first president of our esports organization. So that was kind of from like where I am now to kind of my origins all the way back in college.
Very nice. Very detailed too, You got a lot under your umbrella.
Yes, sir.
Well, very nice. Well, like I said earlier too, we met through the Creator U program. That was the the one that the TwitchCon trip that I took. Maybe a handful of other creators went on. In October, I can't believe it's been that long already. Like it feels like, well, one, it feels like it's been like forever ago, but two, it also feels like it was just like last week or something. Like October was that long
Yeah,
ago.
right. Like our concept of time is kind of like messed up because it's like, dang, 2023 already, but then at the same time, like October wasn't that long ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, exactly. Like I already. It's funny enough. I was looking back, just like seeing like what videos and stuff I did around that time because I have like my archive of VODs, and I was like, wow, I can't believe I did so much in that like little of a time, not even little of a time span, but like just in between. Like there's a lot that can can happen in terms of like stuff you make in between moments like that. So I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you like to talk about today?
Oh, great question. So I kind of gave a little spiel earlier on too, how I basically just so I put out my end of the year feedback form. It's something I've been doing for, I think it's my second year doing it. I forget. But basically, I just put it out there. I thought up questions to ask people in my community and also other content creator friends that I have. I just wanted to ask like just for different types of feedback, whether it's about like the channel itself, certain videos, timings, like times for streaming, whatnot. And everyone always kind of gives like a plethora of replies. But right now, I just kind of want to talk about like what I think I actually talked to you about it before too, because before my meeting with my content creating friends, I talked about like what are some good ways to kind of reflect on the year as a whole, as like whether it's like videos or other stuff, but like what are, I guess, some good ways to start reflecting besides just like looking at what you did, like, oh, okay, that's cool, and then just move on.
That's a really good question.
Mm.
Because reflecting takes a lot of different forms, right? We
Mhm.
can usually split it into two general buckets. One is a reflection of your professional life, your career, and then the other one's your personal life.
Mhm.
And so going back, sometimes it's hard, especially when there's just a lot of stuff that happens.
Yeah.
And I guess it's easy to just kind of get lost in your thoughts. So the way I really like to go about it is by creating a list, right? And
Mm.
like I said, two sides or two types of categories. And so list all of the wins on that paper. And
Mm.
sometimes like paper works better than typing for some people. So whatever
Yeah.
the medium, but just list out like all of the things you accomplished every month, right? So January, what happened there? February, and then and so on.
Mhm.
And then you could also do the same thing for the things that you wish like were better and why. Um, you know,
Yeah.
and like kind of going down the list, and then after that adding like what could you have done to like improved in that situation, or like what would you do next time. And so
Yeah.
that's kind of like my way to reflect. I guess like now currently, because I've been asked that a lot, this question, so that's why I
Yeah.
kind of had to come up with a system, because I didn't really have a way to think about what I did throughout the past year, just because it's January was actually forever ago,
Yeah.
and sometimes like we forget. So but in general, I actually have a friend that I talk with like every month or two. And though having like a friend to catch up with every month or two helps a lot, because you have to catch each other up every
Mhm.
periodically, right?
Yeah.
So that's also another good way to kind of reflect and see like what you liked, what you didn't like, what you could improve on, and just things that you're grateful for. I like practicing gratitude.
Yeah, I think the way that I know a lot of people say it too, to approach it is despite where you are at the end of the year, whether like you're looking at your numbers or what or anything, like just in terms of like how you met your goals, just the big thing to remember is to look back and see what you did accomplish, because in the moment you could be disappointed and be like, oh, I didn't really hit the big one, but then the amount of smaller goals that you hit, or even just like say like you hit a goal without even realizing it too, I think that definitely can in some cases probably make you a bit more happier than if you did achieve that big goal, because you realize how much you actually did, and how much more you could do if you take the same approach next year.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. No, that's
Yeah.
a good
Were
way
you
to put
asked
it.
that a lot too?
Oh, what'd you say?
Were you asked that a lot too? Like what you think about this year? What are your thoughts, reflections, stuff like that?
I'd say somewhat. Usually, how the people I talk to, like outside of content creation too, like just like sometimes my regular friends or my family, they'll be like, the common question is like, oh, how'd your year go? And like if I'm not talking content creation, they'd be like, oh yeah, the year was fine, school, blah blah blah. But when like I get back to content creation and people are asking like, how do you think you did? I'd be like, well, I can tell you what, I definitely so real life example here. So last year in 2021, I uploaded, I believe, about like 8 videos, like 8, and they weren't all the same. 2 of them were like were channel updates, which there's a running joke in my community where I've always uploaded too many channel updates. I've never actually done anything else on the channel. But this year I changed that. I was going back over, and I think I did. I could be very wrong, but I think I did at least like 20 this year, like compared to last year, which was, I think that's just a personal win in my book. Like the fact that I did more videos than I did last year is, I think, a good mile marker of like me taking another step in that direction at least.
Nice. And what are some things you want to accomplish for next year?
I think, well, I believed earlier this year, I started developing a rhythm of consistency. Obviously, it didn't stay the entire time, but I think if there's one thing I want to do next year in terms of like, let's just say like YouTube content, I really want to have a good idea of like how I can space things out. So like my original idea was like, oh, I do a video, and then the week after I would do I'd start working on the next one, and then edits, and then the week after that upload it, and then vice versa. But I don't want to like overwork myself with that, because I know, especially a lot of people I know in the chat, some of them are content creators, and they know themselves that if you plan too much in ahead, then you'll feel like that time constraint start to like bite at you, and then when like since the deadline's there, either you have something which you might not be fully proud of, or you don't have anything at all. And so I think one of the goals I want to have is to not have that feeling as much as I have in the past. Just realize that like, okay, here's a realistic, deadline for a video I could get out. How much time do I need? What do I need to put into it? And then at the end of the day, have something and be like, all right, perfect. This is as good as or not as good. I think this is as good as I want it to be. And then just move on to the next thing. That's what I want to have for next year.
Okay, yeah. That seems like a pretty good change to do. Just trying to keep yourself from burning out. I think that's what a lot of people are really striving for.
Yeah, that's I guess that's another thing too. I don't think I had any moments of burnout this year that I can remember. Obviously, burnout, can come in many different forms. I think if I did have one, it was probably maybe during the summer I had a little bit of it, but like no moments where I'm just like, you know what, I can't do it. There's no way. Blah 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 or whatever. But because I found myself in moments being like, if I was bored, I was like, you know what, I might as well just stream. I got nothing else to do right now. I want to like, and even when I wasn't streaming, I'm like, damn, I really want to stream, but I want to give myself that break so I'm not overworking myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's understandable. I'm kind of thinking, you got me thinking about back then too, and what were times where like I almost burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Usually happens when you get like too excited. You want to do everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So what else is on your mind?
So that and I guess this is another one I was thinking of, because I was talking. So one of my friends, shout out Skytoon. He and we've definitely, like, this year I feel like we've gotten closer, because I've only known him for like I think a year now. But we always talk about like goals and whatnot. It's like he's a Twitch fiend. Like this entire year has been streaming for, I believe, like I want to say like 10-hour plus streams almost every single day. And I said, dude, how the hell can you do that? And he's like, I just do it. But and because of that, like, he's gained like a huge, not a huge following, but like a decent amount for a small streamer. I think he just hit 3K followers on Twitch, and on YouTube he just hit 1K. But we talked amongst ourselves, and we're like, oh, like, we want to hit these goals. And I forget what his goal was for this year, but my goal was I wanted to hit 1K on Twitch and 1K on YouTube, like have a good double split like that. And obviously today is the 28th, and I think my YouTube right now is somewhere in the mid 800s, and Twitch is still at the end of like the 500s. So my thought process leading into that is, because it's happened to me a couple times, what would you say would be a good way to kind of deal with disappointment in realizing that, like, we can talk about goals and, like, how many we can set and which ones are reasonable, but the ones that we did set and we haven't achieved yet, what would you think is the best way to kind of not just address it, but I guess kind of learn from your disappointment? I guess that's my question.
Okay. What are the point of goals? Let's start there.
Oh, okay. And chat, feel free to hop in and answer some of these questions too. What are the point of goals? So, like just in general, or like a specific goal, or just goals?
To you, like what are the point? Well, like why do people make goals? What is the point of goals?
I think people make goals just so that way they can, I wouldn't say measure their level of success, but it's kind of just measure how far they've come along. I think, because when I think of the word goal, but sometimes my mind automatically goes to sports, but I also think of, like, let's say like you're in a race or a marathon, and yeah, you have a finish line, but then you have the, that's a weird way to say because I know not many people do, but I think of goals as like mile markers almost. They're like the points where like you're racing, like, all right, you're at this specific spot now, keep going, and then you look back on it and say, this is how many goals I've hit. Not leading to the ultimate goal, but I just see it as like a marker for how far you're coming along, or like just where are you at this current point in time. And people strive for those goals because they always are thinking of like the next thing. It's not just the one big thing, it's always the stuff that leads up to it.
Exactly. And you know, to a certain extent, it is like how you measure your progress. You know, being able to measure anything is a good way to know if you're actually like going towards where you want to, right? It's a direction indicator. And so your description of a goal is very contradictory to how you felt about you not achieving your goals. Did you hear your own words? Because the thing is, goals are meant to track progress, right? See how far you've come. You look back and you're like, wow, look how far I've come. Look at how much progress I made. Not like, wow, I hit it. You see? And so if you didn't have the goal to hit, let's say, like 1,000 followers on Twitch in the first place, right? Then you would have no direction. You'd be aimless. And you're like, then what's the point of doing anything? Right? Because you don't know where you're going. You're like, imagine yourself in the middle of a desert. You have no direction, right? But if the goal is to hit that mountain, to go to the mountain, right? And you know which mountain you want to go towards, you start walking towards there. Yeah, you didn't hit it by like night one, but hey, at least you started walking towards it, and you look behind you and you're like, dang, I made a lot of progress. I'll probably make it there by maybe 2 more nights, right? I didn't make it by the first night, but hey, we're going to get there eventually. So that's how I want you and a lot of other people to start reframing goals. It's not a thing for people to hit, right? When I work with clients and work with content creators, I tell them like, all right, cool, we're going to figure out where you want to be in the future, right? We call this the desired future state. Where you want to be in the future, imagine yourself, imagine what life is like in the area that you want to be 1 or 3 years from now. Then once you're there, you're like, okay, what do you have to do in order to get to that state? Then that's when you put up the mile markers, right? You have a direction, you put up the mile markers. Then you start walking, you start working towards it. And so even by the end of the year, if like say one of the people that I work with, she did not hit however many Twitter followers that she said she was gonna hit, right? That wasn't the point. The point was that you're actively working towards it. And so if you weren't actively working towards it, you wouldn't have reached as far as you did. And now 2 years later, she's actually surpassed it. So like you got there. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I want people to start thinking about goals, so they don't become discouraged by them. Instead, they should motivate you, because it's just, like you said, an indicator of progress. And you're like, wow, you made a lot of progress this year. Be proud. Now you have more to keep on going.
No, that's a really good way to put it. I was, because when you instantly said like just like the what's the word, just like the appreciation part, because I just thought about my friend Key. He just became eligible to apply for the YouTube partnership program or whatever. And I know like it really means a lot for him, because I know at the beginning of this year, like he was just like not in like a burnt out state. He was just thinking like, man, like I don't know how this year is going to go for like me, because I know I'm going to be really busy with work. I don't know what types of videos I want to do. But then along like the year, he's figured out his mojo. He figured out he wanted to make Kingdom Hearts videos, and he's already almost like 3K on YouTube. like tons of watch hours, all that. So like that, I feel like that especially is a really good testament to say, like, you never know what you could hit, or not even hit, you could hit. You never know what can happen over the year. Because you could say, I could say one thing, you could say one thing tonight, and then tomorrow something happens, or like, oh, here we go, and then like you just kind of start riding that wave.
Yeah, and say you do like miraculously like hit that goal, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
super early, then you're like, all right, time to make the next one. Like you see
Yep.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just never stops.
Yeah. That's a really good way to put it. Also, my friend Sky here just told me, he said, so he had 3K hours in 11 months, and then he's almost to 4K on Twitch, and he hit 100K on Halloween this year for YouTube. So that's the guy. That's the one of the guys who's been going crazy that I know of.
Very nice. Congratulations to him.
Yeah. I think the other thing, or one of the other things I wanted to talk about, because we already kind of mentioned I guess the disappointment part of it, but because I think you've seen it like firsthand too in moments, but like how would you say why can't I phrase it? Oh, how important would you say it is to like to surround yourself with like-minded content creators? Because I think you can definitely attest to that too.
Yeah, I think it's super important to be very, nice and simple with that particular answer. The
Mm-hmm.
longer version of that is it's your community, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your community is not only just if you're a content creator, your community isn't only just like your viewers. It's also the creators that you surround yourself with, the people that you collaborate with, and may not even collaborate with like on camera, but collaborate with off camera, throwing ideas around, supporting each other during the highs and the lows.
Mm-hmm.
And especially when you say that aligns with you, that's super important. And you might have seen me tweet about this these last couple of days because that's just what I've been reading.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to your brand, right, I have 4 pillars that I work with, and it comes from um my mentor Chris Doe. When he does branding for companies and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
it's your look and feel, right? The visual identity, the voice and tone, which is your personality, your beliefs and values, which is, well, I mean, it's beliefs and values, right? Like who
Yeah.
you are, what you believe in, what you represent. And then the benefits and features is basically like the actual content that you put out. But in there, right, the beliefs and values, and the reason why that is so important is because that is basically what is going to be your like beam of light that
No, go ahead.
attracts people just like you. And it
Mm-hmm.
also acts as a filter to tell people that, hey, you're not for me,
Mm-hmm.
and so everybody has their own things that they value. And generally, like if we're in the same space, we value like respecting other people, right? Not
Yeah.
being like assholes and stuff like that. But it could go even deeper where it's like, dang, I really value the enjoyment that Nintendo games give me, right?
Mm-hmm.
For you. And so it's like, oh shoot, like we like the same things, we actually align in that sense. Or even for my community and the people that I surround myself with, I am a lifelong learner. And I love improving myself constantly, right? Whether
Yeah.
that's in the content creation space, whether that's in business, whether that is in philosophy and life. And so if you look at my like YouTube channel, a lot of the followers, I mean, a lot of the people that I follow are aligned with my life's beliefs, right? My worldview. And a lot of people who want to talk to me and who are friends with me or are a part of my everyday conversation, we believe in the same thing because we love this stuff that we do.
Very true. Oh, what the heck? Sorry, I think I just dropped something. No, we're good.
No worries.
No, but yeah, that's a really good way to put it. I bring up the whole point of community and like and other like-minded people because I think for one thing, my journey, my content creation journey, as the big parts of it have been like finding people who share common interests and just kind of taking it further. I know I talked about probably a lot about it too during the trip, but like the people I've met online, especially through doing YouTube, like have become like lifelong friends of mine, and whether it's because of content or just other things that we have in common, or anything else like that too. I think without them, I would not be I wouldn't say in the same headspace. I wouldn't be. I don't think I'd be on the same track as if I were just to take the content creation journey and just kind of go at it alone. I don't think anyone can either, but maybe there's some exceptions to it. But I think you have to have some sort of not partnership, like some sort of just connections with other people who do the same thing as you in order to, I guess,
It's shared values, if you want
Yeah.
to put it simply. There is this book called The Art of Communities, or The Art of Community, by I think his name is Charles Vogel. I was reading that for a little bit. I would highly recommend like anybody who's in the content creation space to read it. Yeah, Charles H. Vogel, The Art of Community.
Got it.
It's a very good book, and one of the pillars is shared values, exactly what you were talking about.
Oh, that's very cool. I'll definitely have to check that out. That's the other thing too. Like I know, like you're definitely a big book guy, so you any sorts of information you can get from it, I know instantly just goes straight into your mind that you can just use to apply for anything really, which is really cool.
Yeah, I think books are kind of just like underrated nowadays, and I like maybe it's because like we were forced to read books for grades, you know.
Yeah.
And it made books feel very like tedious and uninteresting. But once you really find something that you like to read, like I said, that like aligns with your worldview or where you're currently at in the season of life, whether that's like nonfiction or fiction, you know, then you'll really enjoy reading.
Oh, very nice. I think, because I do like books. Honestly, it depends on what it is. Like you said, like, you know, same thing with me in school. Like I had to read a bunch of it, but like nowadays, if there's anything that really interests me, then I will generally like pick it up and like just start reading it. And I think because of how much I've read in school too, like I'll just start taking notes on like the really interesting stuff that I know I can use for later. So that's a really good practice.
Oh yeah, notes, highlighting, distilling. There's just if you want to know about note taking, there's this guy named Tiago Forte. He has a YouTube channel all about like taking notes, and he has this great system that he uses to make sure that like the notes that people take don't just like live in a vault somewhere forever, and they're actually actionable.
Huh. Interesting. I'll have to check it out then. So what was it again? Let me write it down.
Tiago Forte.
Sweet.
And if you don't have it, I can always like send it to you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's just kind of like for anyone who doesn't really like, who hasn't heard of me or like knows me, this is what I do. Like every day, I'm watching YouTube, I'm reading books, I'm reading articles, I'm just like optimizing myself for the sole purpose of like teaching other people.
I think it's really cool that, you know, that there are people out there like that who just want to like just share their knowledge, because I know I talk about it with as many people as I can too. Like, but content creation is still, it's still such a new thing that, like, you know, not one person has like I cracked the code, like I know everything how to work this out, because obviously like times change, people's, you know, likes and dislikes change all the time. You change as a person, so there's like having people who are able to not necessarily adapt to how, like, you know, the changes, but just like, you know when something's coming, so you can be like, okay, well, let's see how we can restructure this and whatnot. Something like that.
Yeah,
I think it's
for
really
sure.
good. But yeah, really nice. What else did I want to ask? Or actually, here's another thing. Do you have any questions for me? I'm kind of like flipping the role here for a second.
Yeah.
I'll try
let
to
me
answer
see.
something. Yeah.
I mean, like, yeah, I just kind of want to know, because I've been busy with myself, so I haven't been able to catch up with like the Creator U group as much. But like, besides what you're trying to do for next year in terms of you know, improving yourself and making sure that you don't like overplan and stuff like that, where do you want to take content eventually? Like, what's your reason for continuing on this journey? It's a pretty deep question, but
That
it's
is.
something that has always interested me, because everybody has like a different reason.
What's my reason for continuing the journey? Is what you're saying, basically, right?
Yep.
Okay. Ooh. Well, I guess one of the straightforward answers I would say is it's fun. I feel like for me, I know, like I said, I've been doing. So next year I've been doing Twitch for about, I want to say 3 years consistently. I could be wrong. Probably 3 years. Then YouTube I'll have been doing for 7. So I think one of the reasons like as to why I enjoy doing it is because one, I already mentioned like the people I've met. I think that's a huge part of it. Whether it's like other content creators, community members, people like you, or just anyone who is in like that kind of like space. I think that's one of the big things I like, because I like talking with people too, which is surprising because I feel like when I was younger, I wasn't antisocial. I was just shy a lot when it came to like talking. But I feel like, well, that's the other thing too. Like when it's come to my content creation journey, I feel like I always continue doing it is because, or I want to continue doing it is because I feel like it's kind of raised my confidence level, and just kind of like my self-esteem in a way. Because I know, like being in front of a camera is, I would say, some people could say it's a bit easier than being in front of a large crowd of people who you can actually see.
That is true.
But the other
I
time,
dance
yeah,
on stages. It is so true.
exactly. Because that's what I tell myself too every day. I don't think I was ever nervous about like people seeing what I was doing like on stream. I think it was just more so about like, oh, who would show up. I think that was the one thing. But like, that's what I tell people too. Like, if they want to start streaming, that's one thing that you definitely, if you have, I wouldn't say public speaking, but like if you've struggled a bit with public speaking, or like you don't really know how to kind of present yourself to other people, then I would work on that first, because that camera, 9 out of 10 times, or not 9 out of 10 times, hopefully not, but it will, for a good majority of your career, it will always be on. So you want to kind of act like the camera's not act like the camera's always on, but you want to like I guess just kind of prepare yourself in a way that you could be like, okay, I'm playing a game, the camera's here too, so let me address the camera like, hey chat, like what's going on here, or any primers, any gifters, like that type of stuff.
Yeah, you have like a different like. It's not like you're not yourself, but you know how like you're a little different when you talk to children,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Versus like when you talk to like your boss or like a teacher.
yeah,
It's like that. It's just a different side of you when you're an on-camera personality.
yeah, oh yeah. And unfortunately, some people take that to an extreme where they're like a whole different person on and off camera, which say what you will, but maybe that works out for some people. But the stories that you see of like, oh, this person, they're so nice on camera, but then as soon as the lights are off, they're mean, they're like they're a dick, whatever. Like,
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
it really is. And fortunately, I don't know anyone like that too. Hopefully, you guys don't know anyone like that either. But I just think like, yeah, just going back to the whole thing of the confidence boosting. I feel like it's helped me. One, like work on like my public speaking, also just ways in how I address people. Then two, I'd say it's really kind of giving me a chance to grow more as a person, based off of like how long I've been doing it. So like I can look back on like a stream or a VOD or a video from, let's say, like 2016, 17, and sure, you can tell there's hints of like the same me in there, but like you can tell whether about like how I use my words or how I look at the camera. Because like when I was younger, I'd always kind of like, if I was like doing a vlog or something, like I'd hold my phone up and then like I'd constantly be looking around, like side-eyeing, making sure what people were doing, because obviously like there's that fear of like, oh crap, like people are
So uncomfortable.
gonna judge me for what I'm doing. Yeah.
In your mind, you think everyone's thinking you're like some weirdo.
Yep. But like even like I still do it sometimes, but not as much as back then. I think like I obviously like I've become more confident in how I just do content like as a person. And there's a lot of people who I watch on streams or on YouTube who I've probably been watching for years, and I see how far they've come to, and their confidence level, or how they are in front of the camera. And it just kind of shows me like, hey, like you can do this too. Like you don't have to, you can improve. That's the coolest part too, is that you can improve how you are as a person and as a content creator, and you can look back and say like, okay, well here's what I did back then, but let's see how different I am now. That type of thing. I think that's the other one big part of like why I enjoy doing content creation, being on this journey, is I can see, but going back again to like the mile marker stuff too, like the goals, how I can see how I've improved. I think that it gives me a confidence boost, like I said.
Yeah, and it's such a shame sometimes to see people, or not people. I mean, I guess it applies to people in general, but like content creators, the ones I really try to help. It sucks to see like how they downplay themselves, or they feel so bad about just like where they are now. And I bet if they like were able to or did look back and see all of the progress that they made, and how much they've grown as people and all of the friends that they made along the way. I mean, haha, yeah, that line came up. But like, it's true though. You know, there's
Oh yeah.
so much stuff that happens, and sometimes like we're so in our heads, and we make ourselves feel so bad about ourselves for like, I mean, not for like no reason. Obviously, there's like a reason, but
Yeah.
it like the journey is so beautiful. You know, the growth is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish more creators like saw it, because I know like myself, I've just had I mean, I still do. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
when I speak about this stuff, I mean, like, you know me at this point, like I love learning, but I love
Mm-hmm.
learning so much that like sometimes I'm not interested in creating like a gaming channel for myself, right? So sometimes
Yeah.
it's like, well, how am I speaking about all this, but I haven't grown a gaming channel myself? You know, and that's like
Yeah.
impossible, right? But like
Mm-hmm.
if I look back and remembered all of the people that I've helped and the people that I continue to help, like, man, it's awesome, you know. So it's the same thing for other creators too. It's like, man, like, love yourself more.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy
Yeah.
to say but really hard to do. So I don't mean to be like my parents, like, no, just
Just
feel
do it.
better.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
like that. But it's like what
Yeah.
I wish for people, you know.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Basil's
Oh,
here. Hey,
Basil.
Basil.
Hey. Sorry, I just saw your thing in the chat. There we go. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, and also Nolan's here too. Welcome, Nolan. But yeah, no, honestly, I think because like I said too, I've talked with people who they do have imposter syndrome, or sometimes like they'll like burnout, or even just they'll feel like, you know, like I think one of the biggest issues I think I've seen people talk to me about is like I feel like I haven't changed, like in terms of like my content, or and sometimes it could be because of or hold on, where was I going with this? Like, yeah, like they say, like they feel like they haven't changed much, and I would just go and say to them like, well, that's a lie. Like I feel like everyone changes. It just depends on how well you notice it, but there's always people who are going to be noticing like how you change. And if there's one thing I've learned too, people on like who watch you, like for their content creators, or sorry, like if you're like viewers or anything, like they'll see the changes. If you don't see it, then someone else will. Like 9 out of 10 times, I feel like someone will definitely see, like, whether it's a subtle change or even a big change. Like you're constantly changing. So that I tell them, I was like, if they feel like they haven't changed, I was like, well, one, I'd say like, why do you feel that way? And then probably sometimes the root of the issue is like, oh, like whether just like the same type of content they've been doing hasn't been working. They kind of relate it back to like themselves. Like, oh, if the content's not working, then maybe that means I'm not working. That type of thing. And so
Yeah.
that
Do
kind
you
of breakdown.
do any like fitness at all?
No, but I should. I think that's that's one of my that's one of my
Know about, like,
goals.
how it works though? Like, have you attempted it?
What do you mean exactly?
So like I tried working out,
Mhm.
and I know when he's watching this, he's gonna flame me for trying to work out for like past 10 years, but
Mhm.
it be like this. It really do. Right? And this is like something I want to get better at. Content creation and working out is like very similar. It's
Yeah.
very weird, but it is, because when you work out, you can work out for a month and it's like see no results.
Mhm.
But you know it's changing, but like it's so small you don't see it, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like if you do end up keeping up with it for like 6 months, and you'll see stuff and you're like, whoa.
Mhm.
But it's like you don't see it until, like, you know, like say if you grew up with like a sibling or something, right? You kind of don't notice that they grew up until you think about it and you're like, wow, they grew up. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like, you see the person every day, you see yourself, you live with yourself every day. But it's, yeah, content creation is like working out. You'll be at it every day, but you gotta be consistent with it, right? And
No.
sometimes, yeah, you gotta change up the routine. You know, for content, maybe that's where it diverts a little bit. But the consistency like still needs to be there, and not just because like consistency is important for putting yourself out there, but it's important for like you understanding what your process is like, you know, because every
Yeah.
day that you do it, you're gonna learn a little bit something new, maybe something not revolutionary. But this is where I think you know, streamers, we need to support each other in getting out of our comfort zones just a little bit, right? As much as
Yeah.
we can handle it. I'm not trying to make anybody like break down or anything like that.
No.
But
Yeah. Nothing like
it's
that.
it's I always found that like my biggest growth moments that I can actively look back on and reflect on, be like, ah, that was a moment right there, right? It wasn't a gradual, it was like, oh, that's the moment something happened. Like I
Mhm.
went Super Saiyan 2, you know?
Yeah.
It was like during like the hardest like times that really challenged me. For example, like Creator you know, like I tried so hard for it. And I know that, you know, internally, like there was just so much stuff that we could have done better. Like
Mhm.
I know that. I still feel a little guilty about how some of things like went down in terms of like, let's say, like food, you know,
Yeah.
um or even like the early housing situations. There's just stuff that happened. I'm like, but like we didn't know,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was just like that trial by fire that really like made me grow as a person who wants to create more events for content creators, right? And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, now I know, like there's this thing and that thing, and I took mental notes of everything. And we had like 5 meetings after like Creator U was over with everybody, just to kind of reflect on everything, because we knew this, it wasn't perfect, but at least like it didn't, it also like nothing blew up,
Mm-hmm.
in a
Yeah.
sense, right? So it's just, yeah, like it's during those moments, or like when I ran tournaments at school. Holy shit! Dealing with like multiple students, people
Yeah.
disappearing, went to the bathroom, we don't have their contacts, but then like we rented the space, the classroom, until this time, so we had
Yep.
to make sure we were out of there by whatever. Like, it's the moments that make you go crazy and get a little stressed out, that you're like, I remember the most, but I remember learning so much from it. And so when you try out new forms of content and you become uncomfortable, I mean, the uncomfortable part is like when you start to learn.
Yeah.
That's like my
That's a good way
long-winded
to put it. Yeah.
alumni event win. I think Dylan did say something about that. Don't quote me on it, but I believe we were
Bet.
like,
Yeah.
I believe there were like talks, but like, there were talks. I
True.
would love to
True.
see y'all again, by the way.
Hell
I
yeah.
miss y'all. Y'all were a good
Oh,
thing.
we miss you too, man. Quote him. No, don't quote him. Don't quote him. But no, honestly, and even like going back to Creator U as well, like, one thing I really appreciate like from you guys too is just how transparent you all were. Like, I think, like when like the whole like idea like or like not idea, like when the event was like presented, like my friend DM'd it to me. He's like, "Oh, check this out." I was like, "All right, I will." Like, I'll be honest, like it kind of sounded too good to be true. Like like to see like like, oh, just if you enter into this and you win, we fly you out, you get to meet people, blah blah blah. Like, I feel like that could be a huge dream for anyone. um and even like when like I was among the people who were selected too, I was just like, oh man, there's like no way. Yeah. Basil says I thought I was gonna get kidnapped. Oh man.
It's gonna get kidnapped.
But
We did
like,
not
yeah.
expect that. You see, that's something that we're just like, maybe because we were just maybe us, like from our generation. Now we're really dating ourselves, but we were just kind of like the generation where collegiate esports wasn't really a thing yet,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And so whatever that we saw, we were just like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it, let's just go.
Yeah.
Like, I would drive like 6 hours to PAX, and the generation before me, they would drive like 8 hours to a LAN party, lugging desktop PCs to
Yeah.
go
Mm-hmm.
play tournaments against other schools, like in that sense. And we had no idea what was gonna happen. But like, we just took the chance. So we were just like, yeah, no, they'll be fine. We didn't think that anybody, or like even parents, right? Like,
Yeah. No.
parents
It's
were concerned too. I was like,
uh-huh.
oh,
Well, here's the cool
gotta
thing
learn.
is too, like we were all college age and everything, but like even then, like when I think, yeah, I was like I told my dad like when I was like in like the finalist part, and he's like, what? I was like, no, let me explain. He's like, what happens? Like, like they fly us out, we get to go to TwitchCon, and we get to do all these cool types of things. He's like, all right. So, like, fortunately, like he was, I think because, so for me, another big part too I want to get to as well, but I feel like I haven't, but I've traveled a lot in like the last 3 years, and before I turned 18, like my dad would go with me, like whether it's like whether it's like PAX, or we even went to the Nintendo store in New York for the release of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. That like my whole family went with me for that one. So I think because like I've gone on so many trips, and because like my parents have traveled a lot too, especially when they're younger, I think like at least for him, he's like, all right, that's fine. Like as long as like you can take care of yourself out there, or whatever, like go for it. Which not a lot of people can say. Like, cause I know I have like a friend who's literally never been outside the state, and he's like, how the hell did you do it? I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, it is what it is, but
It's like back to the uncomfortable thing, right? Like,
yeah.
and I'm wearing one of my favorite YouTube channels, or like, I guess they're like a group now. They're called Yes Theory. Have you seen their videos?
Oh my gosh, I love them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm wearing their Seek Discomfort
Mm-hmm.
hoodie.
Mm-hmm.
And I normally don't buy merch or anything like that from like YouTubers or anything like that. Only ones that have like a really big impact on me. And
Yeah.
it's that message. Because
Mhm.
I grew up, I would say sheltered. You know, like I'm
Mhm.
very fortunate to have a family that cares so much about me that they would, you know, like I guess I kind of do everything for me in a
Mhm.
sense. So
Yeah.
I didn't know much about the world in that sense. And so you know, that's probably why I feel such an attachment to being uncomfortable a little bit in order to grow,
Mm.
because there was just a lot of stuff that I had to like I just had to grow up, you know. And growing up isn't comfortable at
Yeah.
all. I don't think for anybody.
Mhm.
And so whether it like I was like, to paint the picture, right?
Okay.
I was like maybe 3.5, 4 foot in 6th grade with like a bowl shaped haircut, and I played Yu-Gi-Oh at school, and I would get bullied. I had a rolling backpack, you know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It,
Yep. Yep.
like kids would make fun of me all the time, and I didn't really speak. You know, I was nice to people, but I didn't really speak. I still was like very shy, and you know, it was like that. Talking to people didn't come easy. So it was over the years of me wanting to become a better person, and making friends easier, and not having people see me as like unfit to be around, or like uncool, is what like sparked a lot of this change that took
Mm.
place over like even until now, right? Like you guys see me, but man, when I go to mixers too, like I'm just as like deer in the headlights as y'all. Like I'm just like, like I don't
Yeah.
know nobody here. Like who do I talk to
Mm.
first?
Mhm.
You know, it's like
Anti-joke
I
Rexes,
guess
basically. Yeah.
I guess we gotta go talk to this person until like someone introduces me. Then that makes things so much easier. But man, I get scared. I get scared of looking stupid in front of people still.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I
So
think.
I know that mixer, like even though Dylan was running around like a crazy dude, going, "Hey, have you met Ed?" To like all
Uh-huh.
three of y'all, all
Mhm.
like 8 of you, whatever, to all 6 of y'all, like it's still scary, you know?
Yep. Yep. Oh yeah. So my friend Tree says, nowadays if you had that look, you'd be cool as hell in school. Yeah, exactly, right? Oh, don't get me started. I had a whole discussion with my friends about like how since like anime and like video games and even like cars are becoming so mainstream, I was just like, oh, like what should have been a thing of the past? And I'm like, shut up, you don't understand what it was like that to have people make fun of you for having
Not in my
Pokemon cards of
day.
all things, right? Yeah, and then they'd be like, shut up, boomer. I'm like, I'm not. Like, shut up. I'm only 20. Wait, I'm 20? Shit. And then they're
Please,
like,
I'm almost 30.
oh,
I'm 29
you're
right now.
you're still in the 20s. That's good for enough
I'm
for
still in
me.
the 20s. That's true.
You're
Yo,
still in line.
Basil told me, I was like, oh man, back in the day, I was playing Maple Story like in 2006. She's like, oh, I love Maple Story. Yeah, 2006, I was like 3, and I'm like, what? What the hell?
uh, See, there you go. Yeah.
Anti-Joker arc? Yeah, I like that. I like the how that's phrased.
Mm-hmm. Nah, that's a good way to put it. But no, oh man, just yeah, understanding of like, um, or I guess going back to my other like original point was just like I really do appreciate like how transparent everything was, because it didn't feel like it was a okay, we're trying this out here, you guys have fun, do whatever, and then like when there's an issue, like oh, I'm sorry, we can't do anything about that. But it was more so like you guys were there with us too, like experiencing everything for the first time, be like, all right, well, how do we feel about this? What do we think about this? And just kind of like approaching it together rather than just like seeing it as like, oh, the event's done, or like, oh, like the event isn't working, like let's just like cancel everything, like that type of thing. I think that's one of the big things I appreciated for not just for that, but just like event planning in general, because I know my chat knows. And like a real quick, what's the word? Off topic take. I was doing a Splatoon tournament, or as I was supposed to do a Splatoon tournament, I believe a week ago, and me and my team were ready. And then the tournament just kind of went to shit. Honestly, is the best way to describe it, because it wasn't planned out properly. People were getting mixed up on their time frames. It was a weird format. And unfortunately, people were flaming the event organizer for it too. And it was just one dude. And I said, listen, like I will admit to you, like it's not well planned out. It's not like it does not. We had to back out because people weren't available for the next day. Like we can't do it. And I said, I understand, like like the flaming, but like you guys gotta realize, like so much goes into an event plan. Like this is just a tournament. This is an online tournament. Imagine how much time and effort and planning goes into planning something like Creator U, or even like a bigger tournament, or even just like any other event you go to. Like there's so much that like needs to go into it.
And it's just you don't see much like from a viewer's perspective, right? You see
Yeah.
what we want you to see, or at least
Mhm.
what we hope we want you to see. Sometimes things don't go that way.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, like I had this idea for content, and maybe I'll do it one of these days when I find time to, or maybe I'll just do it. Like who knows? I need to
Mhm.
stop saying like I want to and more like I'll do
I'll
this.
do it. Yeah. Me
But
too.
it's like where, because I've experienced esports production from like a big professional standpoint,
Yeah.
and the amount of work that goes, like you see three people on camera, right? The talents, right, and maybe a player or something like that.
Mhm.
But then behind all that, you got like 50 people running around like doing shit. And it's crazy. Like control room, if you look up what like a production control room looks like, it just looks like a spaceship command center. And you have so many different roles. You got the producer in there, the technical producer, the audio mixer dude, you have PAs running around,
Yeah.
people with headphones on, the guys, the camera people on the floor with walkie talkies. And in the walkie talkies, by the way, when I wore them, I had like 8 people in my ear, and we were like just multiple channels, so we had to like it's such a huge it's such a huge endeavor. Have you ever played that mobile game called like I forgot. Oh, it's a quick it's like Space Team or something like that. Have you ever played it?
Sounds familiar. What is it? What does it look like?
I don't. It's a very simple interface, but basically you're on a ship, right?
Mhm.
And your mission is just to like not die. Basically, you're not
Oh, so
blow up.
Among Us. No.
Kind of. and
No.
and so the ship is going, but then while the ship is going, you have to execute commands, right? You have to
Mhm.
like turn the thrusters to level 3, you have to fix a
Yeah.
leak in the whatever, you have to do this. There's tasks for you to do, and you play with people. um and so and every person is assigned like a role.
Mhm.
And so you have to say like, oh, this person turn off the thing, and then another, each person has like a person that they have to like say to do something,
Okay.
right? So like say you, me, and Basil are playing, just like 3 people, right? Basil will be like, Esteban, turn off the valve.
Mhm.
And
And
then
then you
I
have to
would
do
get a
like that.
command saying, Basil, and turn on the thrusters, and you would get something like, Peter, do this, and then Basil would like, Peter, do that, and then like I would have to do it. And so like it's just this communication, and imagine doing this with 8 people. It is totally fucking insane to try to keep a ship moving and not dying when
Mhm.
there's just like so much, like everybody has a command and everybody has to listen to a command.
I
You're giving
could
and
never
receiving
do
at the
it.
same time. It is the
Yep.
funniest game ever and most chaotic, but it is a very good representation of what production looks like.
Yep. That sounds about right too. Oh man.
So yeah, that my long-winded way of saying yes. There's a lot that goes on, and I don't blame people if they don't like, if they don't, not necessarily appreciate, but if they don't understand, right? You don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And the best, and this goes the same with design, right? Like you can't tell if it's good design, but you could tell if it's bad design, because the point of good design is to not notice it at all.
Yep. I was gonna say the same thing. Like you want to make sure you don't. Obviously, mistakes are gonna happen, but you want to make sure they're so limited that like people would be like, "Oh, I didn't notice anything at all," and they'll still have like a pleasant enjoyment from it too. I think that's like
Yes,
the biggest
exactly.
part of it.
Yeah. It's like a door. There's this book called The Design of Everyday Things,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the famous examples in that book is about bad doors. When I say bad doors, like what do you imagine?
A door that has the handle on the opposite side.
Yeah, like when you
Or
like you
yeah.
go to a door and you try pulling it, and you're like, oh, it's a push door, and you're like, why?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's like, or you like use a remote control, and you like a TV remote, and
Yeah.
you can intuitively like how to use it. But then like if someone designs it all weird, like the power button's at the bottom of the remote, you're like, what the hell? Like it's not, you know?
Yeah, just like the subtle like kind of nuisance or whatever it is,
Yeah.
but still
So if you have
noticeable.
to think about how to use something, it's probably, it might be a
Mm-hmm.
poorly designed thing. And so it's the same thing. Like if you don't notice it, like it's good. It's doing its job.
Yeah. No, that's a really good way to put it. But and yeah, going back to the whole thing with like just production value and everything, like that, it definitely can be different for a lot of mediums if it's like content creation, event planning, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, like it all comes down to like like how well can we do something, and how well can we limit the mistakes that we make. So I mean, I think the only like I mentioned to you before, I think I've done like tournament planning and other sorts of stuff. But even then, that's just stressful. So like I know I can't do it alone. There's no way I could. Because I know, one, I'd be in over my head, and two, as soon as stuff starts going wrong, I'd be like, well, it's all on me. that type of thing. So, but yeah, it's just a good way of saying like I really did appreciate like how Creator U went, and how I'm really glad to hear that you guys at least like talked about it a lot afterwards and like are learning from it as well.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really do. There's just we really cared about like how, you know, how this whole thing ran, and
Mm-hmm.
like still do. I think about it quite a lot actually. Just because it's something that I, whether it's with Uconnect, because I know Uconnect wants to probably like take what I say with a grain of salt because I don't want to speak for Dylan,
Mm-hmm.
but probably wants to do like more stuff with Creator U, and it's collegiate centric. And for me, I'm just like my mission is just for content creators in general,
Yeah.
So even after y'all graduate, like I still want to be there for y'all, um, and other content creators too. So it's like how can I create an event like that? Maybe not during like TwitchCon. That's like a little too much for me. But
Mm-hmm.
like how can I create an in-person event to bring content creators together and just like make it an enjoyable time for them to have fun, create good content, but also like learn and really put them through like a mini trial by fire, like what I went through, right? To
Yeah.
like level them up.
Yeah, kind of like actively like encourage the discomfort, or just like the not like saying like, hey, like do something you're totally uncomfortable with, but like be like just kind of like introduce it to them and be like, all right, let's like it could be like not a problem, but like say like, all right, here's what we want you guys to do. How would you approach it? And then just kind of see where they go from there. Like that could be like for one example I can think of is what is it? Crap, I forget. But it's more so in just like the lines of like, okay, like here's something we want you to do, whether it could be like a video or whatever, and then just kind of see how well you work together, and two, what you guys can do when you come together, like that type of thing. I think that's the best way to describe it. I don't know, I could be wrong.
Yeah, workshopping in a sense, and that's what I'm like. I'm starting off with online workshops, and y'all were like a big help in, after the Creator U phase, and I tried doing some workshops together and just kind of like figuring out. I did I like Winnie and I had like a plan, but it wasn't super developed because we just kind of wanted to see where the holes were first. It's like okay, like let's run this thing and see what happens. I'm like, oh, all right, now we know, right?
Yep.
And we can iterate on it now. And now I'm reading this other book. I posted on Twitter a couple of days ago, but yeah, now I'm trying to really design online workshops and make it a thing. So.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Oh, that's cool to
Yeah.
hear. Also, welcome Fahad to the stream. How you doing?
Yeah, welcome.
I was gonna say, so, well, one, I want to say like how much time do I have of your time? That's because I don't want to like go too long and be like, oh, I'm holding your hostage or whatever.
I'm cool. I'm home alone, so I have nothing to do. And if I wasn't talking to you, I'd be working. So this is, I'm cool. I'm chilling.
Nice, very cool.
Yeah, I'll let you know when I might have to go. Maybe that's when my tummy rumbles because I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Oh, okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. But I guess okay. I want to save the Q&A part for the last part, but I think. Oh, what else? Oh, yeah. You did I answer your question? Like, what my what was it? Like, why do I want to continue content creation? I think that's what you asked me.
I guess for now, like of what I heard is that it's just really fun for you, and you just want to continue taking it to see like how far you can go, and just continue like meeting people and surrounding yourself with like-minded, like-minded individuals.
Definitely, yeah. And obviously, like, there's also the big portion of like, yeah, I want to make it big. I want to make money, get rich. No, not that type of thing, but like, at least I would.
There's nothing wrong with trying to get rich from content.
I think I always tell it to like my chat too, but I think I want to be. How do I describe it? I don't think it's money related, but it's more so just like I want to get to a point where I don't want to be a household name. Like I don't want to be like I don't want to be like Ninja or how Ninja was back in the day when like he was at like peak fame, or even like Pokimane too. Well, because some people still don't know Pokimane, but I at least want to get to a point where like where someone sees me, they're like, oh, I know who you are, but then like at the same time, still be niche in a way, because like I see like I know someone who was a small content creator who I think is, he still probably is, but like he's done a lot of Splatoon and Pokemon stuff. But like over like the last 2 years, he's already up to like 50,000 on YouTube, and like he streams on YouTube a lot. He gets like tons of viewership, and so I'd say kind of like that, but to a deeper extent where it's not just to a certain niche audience, but like still just kind of like tucked away where like not everyone knows who I am. I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, not everyone, like, if you think about the other bigger streamers, not everyone knows who they are either.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way of putting it.
That, I mean, it's still this is still super niche. I mean, like, people know like Ninja, but it's not like if he walks down the street and whatever, like they will. I mean, maybe kids, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like you'll have like swarming like teenager, like if like BTS came to town.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, even if like Tim the Tatman was walking around, Dr. Lupo, Ludwig, Nate Shot, maybe a couple of people might recognize him, but it ain't gonna be like that.
Yeah.
So, and then, like this is actually something that's really interesting too, that I was thinking about a lot back in the day, but now, you know, more so than ever, is that I think maybe people's perception on what it's like to be successful, maybe it's like not skewed. That might be the wrong word, but maybe it's not well defined. Because when it comes to like making money in general, right?
Yeah.
When people think of rich is a word. It's not a number, and you can't measure without a number.
Ooh, that's good.
So
That is good.
like, rich to some people may be like billionaire, right? Or rich to some people may be enough so that you can go out and eat food without worrying about your bank account. Right? That you can go buy a nice house and live in it and like be like stress free. So maybe that's like $80,000. Maybe that's just $100,000 a year, and you're still that's like way above average, you know. But
Yeah.
it's not $1 million. You don't need to become a millionaire to be rich. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, what kind of life do you want to live, and how do you want to, and like how much money do you need to live that type of life? That's a rich life.
Yeah. It's just to determine, yeah, like, you know, what, like that line between like, you know, what you need and what you want, or not what you want. Or no, it's a good way to describe it is like not having to worry too much about like the need part, but also, you know, I guess like kind of having that mindset of like what you want type thing, where like you can
There's
be
a happiness study that like I think after like 80K a year, like people, like the amount of happiness that comes after that is like very minimal.
Yeah, that's,
After that, you have to seek other forms of happiness. So like once you're financially set, like you're good, right? So it's the same thing for streamers. Like I know streamers, well, not know them, but I know of them like through studies and stuff like that, and public numbers. It's like you could be making a full-time living off of like maybe 500 to 1,000 viewers.
Yeah.
And that's nowhere near like, let's say the biggest like channel I'm seeing right now is like XQC at like 54K. Like you don't need 54K viewers. You could have 500 people who really like what you like, and like that's it, right? And you could be monetizing like very well off of other sources of content, but like
Other
500 viewers on like a live stream, like that's a lot already, because that's people committing like at least 30 minutes to like interacting with your stream and watching and stuff like that. So, you know, and already if you have like 20 viewers consistently, you're already like in the top like 85th percentile or something. Like it's ridiculous how like skewed you know, everything is in terms of like live stream numbers.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, because like I see so many videos. Like, do you know who Harris Heller is?
Yeah, I know Harris Heller.
Yeah, so like he was like, or at least like a couple of years ago is when I started watching him. Like that's when like I started like definitely like taking content creation more seriously. And even then, like I know he always mentions like how you want to spread, like how you get your income, like in terms of like viewership, how, you know, like even if like you said, even if you have like 20 people watching, like that's more than thousands of channels have, believe it or not. But like Twitch is geared in such a way, like you said, kind of skewed, where all you see is just the really big numbers, and you're like, damn, I can't make it there. But whereas like you could have someone, like 20, 50 viewers, 100 viewers, but like that's even more than what, you know, most of the website has. It's just the 1% that you're looking at, except that 1% is just already as big as it is, but it's still so small. compared to everyone
And,
else.
and I know like people who are making like $300-400 a month, and they only get, I mean, they get like maybe 80 viewers concurrently.
Wow.
Like, and $300 to $400 a month in subs, like, is kind of like life changing a little. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. I
And
mean, even then,
only
yeah.
to 100 viewers, like, that just shows how a person understands how to bring more value to an audience where they want to trade money for that value. You know, whereas like a person who maybe is like, and there are like statistics and numbers on this, I forgot where, but like who have maybe 200 viewers but don't make as much money.
Yeah.
So like the amount of viewers doesn't even equate to how much money you make, you know?
No,
It's like, do
yeah,
you
yeah.
even want those type of viewers too? Because sometimes you just have like a lot of viewers and it's just like it's not like meaningful engagement with them, right? Sometimes like that's why some streamers you hear are like, oh, I'm afraid to grow big because I'm just afraid that my chat is just gonna become
Oh,
a hive
chaotic,
mind
yep.
of memes and emotes.
No, it's funny you mentioned that too, because I always tell them too. I was like, I enjoy being a small content creator because one, it gives me that chance to like to interact with everyone one on one, and two, yeah, like you said, like I don't have to deal with the hive mind. But not unfortunately, but like, you know, if I want to, you know, pursue streaming as like as a career, a content creation as a career, I have to, like you mentioned before, and too, start getting in those moments of uncomfortability where I have to start like, or not have to, like, or I want to start, you know, seeing more people like talk. I want to see, like, you know, the numbers come in essentially, but you know, or just all sorts of things, whatever. And yeah, also Fahad, a good point too with my career, or not my career, my chat in general. Fahad mentions here, my chat itself is pretty chaotic. Like as is, I say, like I enjoy, what's the word, like having like a small community, but even like some certain people in my community themselves, they can be very chaotic, and you know, if that's where like I'm starting to see now, my mods know as well. Like I have to start kind of laying down the law a bit more, and you know, be like, all right, guys, like we've had our fun, but you know, we want to be serious because a big part of it too. I know one of my other friends, or one of the ones I mentioned before. You know, you see, like if you're a new viewer, right? So let me ask you this, and I'm gonna ask the chat this too, and you can ask me this as well at the same time. If you're a new viewer, what are some, like, I guess not turn-offs, but like what are some signs that you're just like, you know what, I'm not gonna stay here, like that type of thing?
What are some signs that I'm not gonna stay here?
Or not signs, but like what are just like some things that you like will make you feel like, you know what, I don't want to stay and watch the stream. I don't want to be a part of this community, that type of thing. If you're a new viewer.
Oh, if I'm a new viewer to any stream,
Yeah.
just, like you know what? One of my biggest pet peeves is, and it's not even personal, you know, but it's like when a streamer doesn't pay attention to chat and has the ability to. All right, your chat isn't flying, but you're so focused on the game that you're not saying anything, that you're not checking chat, because like here's the thing. Sorry, I'm gonna sound a little more energetic and passionate.
Go ahead,
I hope it doesn't come off as angry to anybody. I'm trying to watch my tone. But like when you're a streamer, you got to like, I mean, not you got to like let me try to put this in the you're streaming to entertain other people, right? Like you're streaming for other people. Otherwise, why are you streaming in the first place? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and if you want to say like you want to record for memory's sake, like then record yourself playing games.
So
and
why
right?
go ahead and, you know, waste bandwidth? I mean, not even wasting bandwidth, but why would you waste airtime just to do that?
It's like I know a lot of, and I'm trying to be very careful with my words because I'm framing this from the perspective of a streamer who wants to grow, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't like, for people who stream for fun and it's just like whatever, and you don't care what you do, like that's fine. I'm not trying to attack you. Like, first of all, I want to say that because I don't want to make nobody feel bad. But for the people that I've talked to, and they just like don't look at chat, and I'm like watching. I'm like, come on, acknowledge the message. How long are you gonna acknowledge the message? And like, I know they don't owe you shit, but what I'm saying is like when they're like, my chat is dead. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like when they're like, oh, my chat's dead, no one's talking. I'm
when
like,
they're complaining about something that they can
because
control.
You don't talk back.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to frame everything, but there's a reason why they're not talking back, because you don't talk, and you don't talk, and you don't look at chat, right? And when you do, it's like way too late. And so like that's the point of streaming, right? It's an interactive thing. They're not just watching TV. You're not running a TV show. You're running a live stream where you can see chat can see you, and you can talk to each other in real time. Like that's the beauty of live streaming. So if you're a streamer and you're complaining that chat's not talking back to you, but then you're like so focused on playing your game that you're not like, you know, interacting with chat and trying to be an entertainer for them in a sense, right? I know not all streamers trying to be like, obviously it's
but
I'm just trying
that
to be
certain way,
considerate to other people, but that's one of the things. That's my turn off. If I understand where they're coming from and they just want to have fun and they don't care and they're streaming and they don't give a shit, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. And then maybe like then I'll just watch you for like if I find your content entertaining, then I don't really mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I hope I didn't offend anybody by that. I know I try to give like a lot of nuances to like why I feel this way.
I think you're fine. You're good. But
it's like that.
It's a very, very real, I guess concern would be another good way to put it too. Is like, yeah, when you have someone who's complaining about something that they themselves can change, but they don't want to or they don't feel the need to, then you're kind of just dug yourself in a hole there already, a self-made hole. Like I can't help you. I can't help you any more than you can do it yourself. That type of thing.
Yeah, and for the streamers that I do know here, like Basil and you, like y'all don't do that. So don't worry, I'm not talking about.
Yeah,
you.
You hear that, chat? Yeah, that's right.
Like it's actually not about you. Like that's even Winnie said that. It's like, oh, I like sitting in Basil's chat because she talks back. Like 100%. I'm not saying this to be nice. Like it's actually true. Like you guys do a very good job at interacting with chat, keeping up the conversation, remembering like little things about your chat. Like goes a long way too. You know, like oh, you had this exam. Like how did that go? You know, like that's so nice. You know, when I jump into a person's chat and they haven't seen me in a while, they're like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Like, I hope you've been well. Last time I heard that, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, that was like 3 months ago, but you still remember? Like, thank you.
Yeah.
You care. You know, like, and like, there's a difference between like caring about a person and being a parasocial person, you know, like,
oh,
you know, but like, it's just, that's nice. Yeah, that's what building a community is like. That's what being a community leader is like. I bully everyone. No, you don't.
Yeah.
At least I don't see it as bullying.
No, Father here saying Night talks all the time. Sometimes too much. That is very true. But you know what? I don't care. I'm gonna talk. Teresa says Night's guy never talks to people. True.
Philadelphia Eagles like counter for him anytime he talks about.
I've been talking to him a lot, like more as of like recently. I've never really like talked about like sports on chat. Actually, it's funny enough though. Like in my server, I literally just made a new chat room just for sports talk. Because like, you know what? Like there's people here who talk about sports a lot. I don't want to clutter up general chat, so boom, here we go.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I do like that.
But yeah, that's my answer to the.
No, that's a good way to put it.
That would make me leave.
No, that's fine. I asked the chat too. Like, what are some turnoffs? And while you guys answer that, I'll go back to what Teresa and what Basil asked earlier. But for me, real quick, I think a big one is like one, no interaction, and two, I'd say, what's the word? Yeah, no interaction, and I just think like I want to say maybe not a lack of enthusiasm. I don't think that's really the right word to say because, like you said, it differs for any streamer. But like, if you're just kind of streaming and you're just like not monotone, but like you look bored. Like going back to what I said about the camera always being on. Like if you see, like you said, I don't want to offend anyone, but like if you don't look like you want to be there, in a sense, if you're acting like it's a job, I
don't even think that's offensive. I think that's just a wake up call.
Yeah, if you if you're acting like it's a job, like to the point where you're just like, oh, the clock in, clock out type mentality, then that's just not like look interesting for me to watch at all. It just looks like you want to be done.
Like it's a 9-to-5 job. I would say. Right. Yeah. Or like you're playing something that you obviously don't like, then we know that there's a difference between trend chasing and using trends to guide you.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
So I know exactly what you mean. Like you look at them and they look so uninterested, and you're like, bro, like just shut off the stream, man. Go do something. Like be happy.
Yeah, go be productive with your day or something. Yeah, or whatever. No, not saying that streaming's not productive, but is there anything else?
No, I'm gonna say it. No, I'm actually gonna say it. Like it's not productive. I will be that person for you.
No, there you go. There you go. So real quick, going back to what Teresa said. He said PewDiePie said recently that once he hit the point where we could afford anything, he lost the feeling of wanting to save for something, and that's why he became a minimalist. Oh, yeah, that covers another big topic too. I want to talk about later on. But yeah, shout out PewDiePie. And then Baze last, what do you do when you feel burned out? Okay, so this is a good question because we were talking about it a little bit earlier. But I think this year I haven't really felt burned out, like to an extent of just like, oh, woe is me, that type of thing. It's happened in the past though. Like in the last couple of years, like let's see, I've been doing YouTube for 6 years now. In the last 6 years, it has happened. But what I would say to do, and actually no, I say I get burned out for content creation, or I don't get burned out for content creation this year. But there are some moments where I got burned out from playing games, and maybe it can kind of relate a little bit. But what I like for games, like for instance, let's say Splatoon. So there have been like moments where I'm just like, you know what, I don't want to play Splatoon anymore. It just doesn't feel fun. And then what I'll do is I'll watch other people play it, and in turn, that could do one of two things for me. One, it can make me think like, damn, this guy sucks. no. But it'll show me like one, like they're having fun with it, and two, it'll kind of give me like the opposite of secondhand embarrassment. I'd say is secondhand happiness. I could be like, oh, like this, like, I enjoy watching this person play, and in turn, that's kind of making me want to play the game again and be like, you know what, like I kind of want to play it again. And same thing for streaming, I'd say. Like if I'm not streaming, or if I don't want to stream, I'll watch someone else's stream and then I'll see how they're doing. I'll be like, you know what, I kind of want to stream at some point. And I've seen it happen for a lot of people. They'll do it like that. Like I'll be live, they'll come in, they'll be like, hey, you know, I'm not really feeling it. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. Like just hang out here for a while. But then like depending on what I do, whether it's a game or something, they'll be like, you know what, I kind of want to go live. I'm like, go ahead. It's up to you. Do what you want to do. So I think the best way like that could like nail it down too is just saying, I would say not do things that distract you, but I guess do something in a way that kind of leads back to what you were originally doing. So like if you're, you know, kind of burned out from doing content creation, one, you could do other things, but two, also go back to whatever you're doing, and then, or maybe watch someone else's stream or something like that. That's what's helped me. And what you said here too is taking on so many art commissions, also trying to stream it. And 2 games I really play are not super fun. It feels suck. So yeah, Peter, you can go ahead and give your opinion for it.
Okay. Man, I've been thinking about burnout a lot because it's just so prevalent. I get burnt out. There are days where I just kind of just want to lay in bed and not do shit. I mean, the weather is cold and it's also getting dark way sooner, so like that shit does not help either. You know, there's a lot of factors. But I think to myself, and I try to like research where burnout comes from. The answer that I like the most probably is that burnout, for me at least, like this is my answer, right? And maybe this might be relatable to some. My answer is that it's just because I have the weight of thoughts on my shoulders that burns me out. You know, so it's like walking like with a weighted vest or like with weights on you all the time. Like you're gonna burn your muscles out. It's just too much to handle, and so I think it's like there's just too much stuff that we think about, like, and then we feel guilty. You know, it's like the pressure we put on ourselves. It's the guilt that we put on ourselves from not being able to live up to that pressure that we put on ourselves, the expectation. And it's just like, oh, I should, what if, oh, I you know, I have to, like all of those phrases, right? Like they're so heavy, man. They weigh on you. And that leads me to burnout more than working. Because I was thinking to myself, right, back to the Creator U thing really quick. I didn't feel burnt out during Creator U, man. I had energy. I was running around and like fuck, like my mind was like, sure, I was really tired, like everybody saw me at the end of the night, but man, I was not burnt out from like being so excited from being around y'all, from waking up, going to TwitchCon, you know, taking care of whatever that needed to be taken care of. Like I was super on. And then after it actually happened, I spent the whole week after just like sleeping on my friend's couch. Like I just did not do shit.
Out, yeah.
Like that's when I had to recover, right? But like, so, but why didn't I burn out then, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was because one, like, I didn't, well, maybe one, I didn't have time to overthink shit. I just had to do.
Yeah.
I was just in the situation. So sometimes when you're by yourself, right, alone in your room at nighttime, you have just so much to think about,
Yeah.
and those thoughts are heavy. And also because I was doing it for y'all too. I mean, I was doing it for Dylan, I was doing it for y'all, I was doing it for Winnie, I was doing it for Vicky. There was just so many people that worked on the project that I did not want to let down. So for me and what I wanted to do was just like, that's just it is just not for myself in a sense,
Mm-hmm.
right? um and so I think like trying to identify where your burnout comes from first is is so important to figure out. And then once you're able to identify it, right, like, I mean, taking on a lot of art commissions is one thing. And maybe I forgot, Basil, I think you said something about not wanting to stream your art commissions, but also like the fact that you feel like it's low effort, right? And remember what I said before, or I don't know if it was towards you. Sorry, I'm getting a little ranty. But it's like what is actually, like, it's about identifying stuff, right? I'm sorry, I keep on doing this to you, Basil. It's just, but it's like, what is low effort, right? And does other people actually think it's low effort as well, or are they enjoying it? Sometimes people are just like comfy coffee vibes, raining, drawing, conversations. It's just, it's like, it's nice, you know. So in my head, like, I don't watch the Genshin streams because I don't play Genshin, right? But that's just it's just that. um but then, like, when she's like just drawing and talking, like, I actually enjoy those a lot because I'm working, she's on the side, and I'm like listening. Or
Yeah.
when you had your
Yeah.
friends over, Esteban, and y'all were talking, I didn't say anything, but I was like listening. It was nice. And I
Oh,
just
yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
I like that. You know, it's cool, right? I don't have to talk. Um, so what we believe is bad may not necessarily be how other people feel. And the vice versa is true. We may spend hours creating a video that we are really, really proud of internally, which, yes, be proud of it. You worked hard on it.
Yeah, I
But
hear
it
that,
doesn't
everyone out there.
mean that it's going to succeed in the world. And that's all right, you know? Like, be proud of it for the work that you put in, but don't expect other people to like it because you cannot control that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another, yeah, so it was like, that's super ranty, but I hope like that kind of gave Basil something to think about. That's just what my mind instantly went to when I like read her stuff, you know, like, oh, I don't like playing this game, so I rather do this. I'm like, yes, do the things that you enjoy. And effort doesn't necessarily equal like results. Effort doesn't necessarily equal how someone feels about whatever, right? Like, low effort could just, like, a low effort event could still be really, really fun,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah, there's
Like,
a
I
lot
don't
less
need to
pressure and
plan.
everything.
Yeah. Like, if I have like a get together at my house, I don't need it to be extravagant. I could be like, no, yo, come hang over. I got some drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just chill.
Oh, for how the gifted sub to Basil. There you go, Basil.
Hey,
No subs.
welcome.
No subs.
Thank you for the, but yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You know,
That's a really
it's
good way
just,
to put it. Yeah.
yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, see, Teresa, I don't know if you subbed or not too, but nice badge. Thank you. But no, that's yeah, no more ads. Also, by the way, chat, you guys can watch the stream and listen to this great conversation with no ads if you check to see if you have your Twitch Prime enabled. All you gotta do is connect your Amazon account to your Twitch account, and you can subscribe for free. You can click the little crown there on the side. You get a cool little badge, some emotes. Any primers? That's all I gotta ask. I think. Thanks. Yeah. Yes. No.
You listen to the radio a lot?
I have when I was younger, but I also get back to it. But yes, kind of. But I have
did
like
that in a very radio-ish tone. That's
see.
pretty cool.
Here's the thing. I'll do that, but then my entire chat will just say no. I'm like, all right, thanks guys. Love you too. that's the dynamic we had too. It's just funny enough. But yeah. And no, yeah, it's funny enough. Oh, you gave it to Fahad. Oh, Fahad. Okay. All right. So hold on. I have a problem with that. Let me tell you why. Right. This man Fahad. He's a mod. He's a good friend of mine. He has. Let's see. How long is that now? I don't even know. I guess he'll tell me. Fahad has been subbed to my channel. Oh no, never mind. He gifted it. Oh wait, no. I thought you gifted him. All right, my bad. Sorry. I take it back. Never mind. Good stuff then. I thought you gifted the sub to Fahad. Anyway, but I was saying. So, for context, Fahad has been subscribed to my channel for I don't know how long, but all of his subs have been gifted, and Not once has he used his sub on he used it on Monarch. I forget, some sort of VTuber. I'm like, really? Like you just any like Twitch channel you subscribe to, they're all gifted subs. I'm like, all right, man. Like enjoy yourself or whatever, I guess. But that's funny. I have just a little rant on the side. People just love me. That's like, yeah, sure thing, buddy, sure thing. Fought a king over here, but there you go. Thank you for that FOD. Also, thank you for the follow, Laurel. No, where was I getting it back to? But yeah, I think I'll tell you what. Like in terms of like next year, I guess we can kind of transition to that now too. One of the big things, like I said, is I plan. I feel like I plan too much sometimes. Like if we're going back to planning, I feel like, especially this year, I wanted to get a bunch of videos or big video projects done. But I didn't, either because of time, motivation, or just other circumstances. And I don't want to do that again next year. I don't want to like plan too much. But at the same time, I feel like based off of how this year went, I know I could be doing more. So I guess my question would be like, what's a good kind of halfway point between over planning and not planning enough?
I'm gonna use another gym analogy.
Go ahead.
You're expecting yourself to lift more than you can actually lift right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is like not, what do you call it? I guess like it's not like productive. I trying to find a way to like, it's not good.
Not
like,
ideal. Whatever, right?
Not, yeah, it means really not, because one, you can't even lift it anyway. So you're not able to like, you can't lift what you want to lift because you're just not strong enough yet, which is nothing wrong about that, right? It needs to be some progression. But at the same time, if you try too hard to like lift something you can't, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Do you see the analogy here?
Mm-hmm.
And so when you try to do these big projects, when you don't need to be doing those big projects right now, unless you're doing it for like self-fulfillment reasons, then by all means, like, you know, take as long as you want. I'm coming at it from a growth perspective, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have passion projects and you work forever on it, but eventually you probably still should release that passion project. But like in the phase that you're in right now, and this goes for like a lot of other smaller content creators, the only thing that I feel like they should focus on is just smaller bits of content that's like you can put out easily and consistently.
Yeah.
Right? It feels maybe a little cheap at first, right? Just like how you're like, oh, I should stretch with like 3-pound weights. Well, I mean, like, yeah, because that's good for you. You have to stretch first, you know, and then you lift 5 pounds, then 10 pounds, and there's like nothing wrong with doing that, even though it doesn't feel like it's like, oh my gosh, like this amazing content, this vision I have in my mind. But like if you listen, there's a guy named Hiller Smith. He used to edit for Logan Paul for a very long time, and now he has his own YouTube channel and podcast where he talks about like editing and stuff like that. There is just a skill to editing that you don't get unless you do more of it. And so you're expecting to know pacing, storytelling, editing, sound design, you know, just whatever complicated edits, knowing how to source B-roll and organize all that. Like just for the sake of creating a video, and that's too much work. And so that actually can lead to burnout too, because like there's so much you have to like consider that like it drives you kind of nuts. And it's like daunting, you know, and you're like, holy fuck, like that's just so much to do. So instead, like edit shorter videos instead of making, because you're not monetized on YouTube right now.
Nope.
I know you're not, because you're not at like 1,000 subs yet. So you're not monetized. So like, why try making longer videos? Like, you know, for a lot of people who would like, oh, I need to make 10-minute videos. No, you don't. You need to make 3-minute videos. You need to make 2-minute videos. Make short. Do the shorter stuff and get used to the workflow, right? If you don't get used to editing and putting out content like that, how do you expect yourself to create a really big piece of content and then like push it out there in time? Yeah, that's just gonna burn you out. You're gonna hurt yourself.
No, that's a really good way to put it. That really is. Also, real quick too, shout out to Teresa for the gifted sub, and Sherry's here too. What's going on, Sherry? Yeah, see, that proves my point. Bahad just gets gifted subs all the time. Listen, let me tell you a story, right? So, I know for a fact, right, that, you know, sometimes you can call them freeloaders. Sometimes you can, you know, just be, you know, kind of, you know, like, oh, yeah, I'll watch, I'll support. Yeah, sure. But then you got people who are just like, yeah, you know what? I don't need the sub. Which, by the way, I'm making a joke. You don't gotta sub to me at all or anything. And yeah, see, he's a 1 year sub from gifts to Pokey. How? That's beyond me. Well, that's a whole other conversation for another day about the Twitch viewer mindset. That's a whole other thing. But I digress. Um, but yeah, here you go, Cherry. Yeah. So I guess we are talking about the YouTube stuff now, technically. But going back to like my issue with like the whole planning and stuff is so one of my favorite YouTubers of all time besides PewDiePie is, I don't know if you know who Scott the Woz is.
Got the Waz. He sounds familiar.
He basically, what he does is video essays, right? So he makes like, and they're all about video games, and some of them are about retro stuff, new things, but he has like a variety of topics, but the big umbrella term is just video games. And he does it in such a way where it's like a TV show almost, really. It's like a show. Oh my god. Fahad gifted was paying for the gift they got. Oh, I don't think I ever heard of that. That's pretty cool. Anyway, yeah, like he'll make videos about video game topics, and I believe he started in like 2017, and right now he's at like 1 point something million. He's a fantastic guy. He literally just uploaded something today too, but I would say he inspired a huge like era of video essays, so much to the point where it's kind of saturated at this point, but he still does it so well. Because of that, that's kind of what I was doing for a bit on my channel. Is I was doing similar styled video essays, which the end products are always so cool, especially how I like how he does it because he connects them in like a storyline almost. Like he's talking about, like, for example, he's talking about video game manuals, right? But then it could tie into some deeper lore that gets explained in the next episode, which is like an hour long special or whatever. It's really cool. You should definitely check him out. I highly recommend him.
Okay, yeah.
But because of that, like I kind of want to do that with my videos too. There's a time where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a big storyline. And I only got like halfway through it. I have like 3 videos up that are kind of a part of that storyline. But the amount of effort, like we talk about planning and effort that needs to go into something like that is insane. Like this guy used to do it, like he would get a video out every single week. He'd do like at least a 10-minute video every single week. And as soon as the video was out, he'd start already scripting the next one. Then he'd record it. Then he'd edit it. Then he'd do the final touches. Then it's out. And then he keeps going. And yeah. I kind of want to do that too, but let's be realistic here. Like, not many people can do that, if anything. And that's just like with video editing. But I wanted to do something similar like that too. But then I overplanned too much for that. And I got to the point where I was just like, you know what? I was at that kind of crossroads. It was like, you know, I'm not too concerned with making that my main content. I want to try different things. And I have been trying different things, especially over this year, that have been working out well for me. And I kind of still want to try to do it. But the thing is, like I said, back to the planning, is that this year I wanted to do a big video essay on 80s Japanese city pop. I wanted to do a video essay on what happened to the Nintendo Charm. And I was going to get a bunch of people to help me with that. I was going to do a short film about mental health and streaming, which I'm still going to do because I actually had a really good idea for that. And I wanted to do,
I like it.
I wanted to do like a quote unquote reality TV show with me and this mannequin that I have in the background. I planned so much for this year and the year before, but I never got to it. And I feel like if I keep similar plans, then I'm kind of forcing myself to do it in a sense. And because of that, I'm not too sure if I'll be able to, I guess, enjoy it fully if I'm being forced compared to if I'm doing it because I really want to. Because I still really want to. But I know there's going to be a part of me that's be like, like I really am just sitting here editing for these like X amount of hours. Because I know I have to get this done. Because I promised it. That's the other thing I have an issue with too. Is that not only do I announce a lot of stuff, but I kind of promise it. Which isn't really a good thing. At least to me.
So let's workshop this thing really quick. What's that one video that you really want to get out? Like high quality, you'll take a long time for it. You don't mind as long as you get it out by the end of this year. And not this year.
Then 2023. I'd say definitely the city pop one. So it's a music genre. It's like a detailed video just talking about what it is, how it's affected me, like why I really enjoy it, and like what's so unique about it. I think that's the video I want to make like this year.
City pop, right? How long do you want that video to be?
I'm thinking like maybe at least like a good 30 minutes, maybe. Because I wanted 30?
To be... No. Don't give me a good. Don't give me a
a number, like a straight number.
A straight number. We're workshopping this right now.
All right, deal.
I'll show y'all for everybody in chat.
All right, I'd say you know what? I want it to be 45 minutes.
45 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Simple story structure, right? Because this could be your first video. You could definitely revisit this later. Like you could revisit this video later if you're not happy with it. Like there's nothing saying that you can't do this. But just to give you a general outline, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are 3 big things about City Pop that you want people to know?
Like right off the bat, or just say it?
Right off the bat. Three big
okay.
things.
It's what's the word? Not dancing, dude. It can make you dance. Like it's really catchy. Like it's really good. Really like I guess it'll make you move your body in a sense. I don't know. That's a good way to describe it. It's catchy. It's been around forever since the 80s. It's very, I guess you could not even underground, but it's
catchy. It has legacy. There's
history and legacy, yeah. And I guess what another way to be like it's resurfaced. What's a good way to describe that? Like it's on the upswing.
The
resurgence. I think
the resurfacing. We'll just call it resurfacing for now. We could probably find a better word for it. But like how, like 80s and 90s, like what do you call it? Like fashion styles, like reemerge, reemergence. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just typed this to you. 45-minute video about, like, you said 80s city pop, or is it 80s Japanese city pop?
80s Japanese city pop.
80s Japanese city pop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why you should care about it, like what makes it so good is the first thing, right? Here's the history behind it, and here is why it's reemerging and what it looks like in the current era. Like how is it evolved? And like that's it. That's your format. Now just flesh them out.
Holy. That's it.
Like that's it.
Wow.
We did it, And it's like, okay, cool. Now if you think about, you want to like that's part of the scripting, right? Obviously you go into each one, like why is it catchy, what makes it catchy, what elements does it borrow from other music genres, what was like about its time, stuff like that. You could just ask yourself questions and you'll like find answers to it, right? That's one thing. The second thing is like you have to film yourself talking. If you want like a talking head, that's A-roll, right? That's easy. You set it up, you film, you talk to your camera, whatever. That's execution. The other thing is like music. Just create a music list. Like just create a list of songs that you want to include and showcase as city pop as like background music, right? Then the last thing is like B-roll. So it's like, what type of B-roll would you need to take city pop? Maybe stuff in the 80s, right? Like what like 80s in Japan look like?
Yeah.
What does like clubs look like in the 80s? Visuals. You know how like on YouTube when you look up like city pop like channels that you do playlists, and there's always like a certain type of vibe associated with it. Almost like yours, like maybe that type of stuff too, or images, right? And so you just write down the list of that, and then and then you're like, okay, cool, based off what I'm talking about, what image would fit well here, throw it in there. You see?
Yeah. Oh wow, there you go.
It's not hard.
Not at all. Wow. Oh, check that out, chat. He did what I could. He did a month's work for me.
I mean, this is what a lot of overthinking gets you.
Oh yeah. True.
Overthinking to help other people, so that's how I got so good at this. But it's like if you have like a framework for building something, like then you can build it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's a really good way.
Yeah. Let me read. Any advice on how to actually manage all the things you do? Similar situation. I want to do everything. Overthinking.
Also, Teresa, thank you for the 100 bits.
One step at a time.
I appreciate it. Or the giraffe, or whatever that is.
Do you want to? Since I just kind of gave a whole spiel on things, did you want to give advice on how you actually like manage all of the things that you want to do, or how you've thought about or begun to do that? And then I'll give my take after.
Sure. Yeah. So actually, I guess now we can kind of get into the Q&A part too. I think that's where we're headed, so I'm fine with that. But the I guess the way that keeping a physical list, I think, is the most important thing, because you could say anything at the end of the day, but if you don't like write it down, then one, obviously you'll easily forget, but two, you can add on to that. You can add on to your notes. Like I'm taking notes right now. Like that's what I'm doing. So one, take my English teacher in high school always said copious. Take copious notes, copious amounts of notes, and like make sure make it so it's not just you're reading lines off of a list, but it's a way that you can understand it, whether it's like shortened or whatever. But do it in such a way where like one, you can go back to it, you can add on to it, and you can separate them. Like you can have different categories. I think for me, so like you said, like you want to make custom keycaps, you want to do plushies and crochet. So how I would do it is like how I kind of planned out some of my videos is I would do the ones that I think how I usually do is I do it that the ones that kind of require the least amount of effort first. And like when it comes to homework, some people say just do the big stuff first, which that works too. But for me, like I would want to do the small stuff just to get it out of the way. And because of that, like if you're working lightning fast, then yeah, sometimes you might not do like your perfect job. But if you do it in such a way where like you spend a good amount of time with it, but it's quick enough where like, you're not kind of like struggling with it, then yeah, like that's what you would want to do first. So I don't know how what's the word? How simple making custom keycaps is compared to plushies. I can imagine plushies probably takes a bit longer to do than keycaps. I could be wrong. Obviously, tell me if I'm wrong, Basil. But you'd want to. I think for me, I would want to like separate it, take care of the easy stuff first, and then when I have the bigger stuff, that's what I spend the most time on. That's when I try to, like do it in a way where I can be like, okay, yeah, like this is what I'm gonna spend the most amount of time on. Let me go ahead and section time off for it, and just give it my undivided attention. And then because of that, like you can get a different result than what you expected, but it's at the end of the day, like you still have something that you can present as well. At least that's how I think it.
All right, I'm gonna build off of you because you got the right idea.
Which means I'm wrong.
No, you got the right idea. You're on the right track. Now let me just like finish it for you.
Go ahead.
So the easy way to do this is put everything that you want to do in a list, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like do it in like a spreadsheet. Put it all in a list. Everything that you want to do. Then make another column. That column, like that's just label it as desirability, right? How much do you actually want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you're gonna rate it 1 through 10. Then there is what do you call it? Ease, right? And you label that 1 through 10. 10 being like super easy, right? Barely an inconvenience for those of you who get the reference. And then let me see. There's desirability. There's ease, and then there is. I forgot what the third one I put is. I keep on changing this exercise because it depends on who I talk to, but like maybe the third one is like, oh yeah, the third one was supposed to be impact, right? Like because then this is based on like growth and content creation.
Mm-hmm.
So like let's just assume it is, and like we could change it. Impact, rate it 1 through 10, right? And it could be like impact in your life, or impact in your happiness, or impact in personal fulfillment. For me, it was like if you're trying to figure out how to figure out what content to make, you do like impact for like growth in your brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you would also rate that 1 through 10. And so you just list, put your numbers down, you add them all up, and then the highest number wins. The highest 3. Do the first one first. And that's it. And then give yourself like a timeline to finish it. And what we said at the very beginning, not a lot of people were here at the very beginning, but when I said goals, like goals aren't meant to be hit. Goals are meant for creating direction, right? And so at least like you just want to get as close to your goal as possible, but it's all right if you don't hit it, because that means you're like, oh cool, I'm close. How much more longer do I need in order to hit it? Then you're gonna go for that, right? So it's like, okay, cool. You want to build, let me see, animations. Oh, here it is. Custom keycaps, make plushies. Learn how to crochet. Like, so it's like, say, make animations is number 1, right? You end up doing the numbers, and it ends up being number 1. Just define what kind of animation do you want to do, right? How far do you want to take it? And say you want to spend only 1 month on this animation, and by then, you will create it. And you will post it on YouTube no matter what after 1 month, right? And then you're just gonna be like, dang, that is like 1 month's work of work, right? And then maybe if you decide to revisit animation again and you give yourself another like 1 month to do it, and you're like, wow, holy shit. Because now, like, what you're starting for the second project, when you start at day one, you have a whole month's worth of experience. Your day one after that 1 month experience is not the same as day one without that 1 month of experience. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So like, I guess to give it a more clear date, like you work from like January 1st to January 31st, right? And then you start project 2 in February. You start on February 1st, like with a whole month's worth of experience. And that's like, how you could like get into the flow of like getting things done,
Yeah.
and manage it, and then like keeping up with the list. So just having 3 categories, numbering it, prioritizing, get it done, make sure you give like yourself an end date at least, and like what you want to get out of it. And as long as like the point of saying to do whatever, right, to get custom keycaps if you never made one before, it's like, hey, I want to learn how to make custom keycaps. This is my first one. It's okay if it comes out kind of ugly, but at least like I'll finish it within
Yeah,
a
at least you
month.
did it. Yeah.
Yeah, you set parameters for yourself, and then you move on to the next one. So that's actually how I legit help clients like figure out what type of content they want to put out and like what they want to focus on first.
Oh, that's really, really helpful then. I think, yeah, just adding on to that too, I think that the timeline is also what a lot of people don't really utilize as much, but just kind of holding yourself accountable, like realizing like, yeah, like sure there's a deadline, but what can I realistically do? And if anything, what can I do next time? That could be different. And how will the result change because of it?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah, and you said something about note taking too. I think the ability to summon your notes is more important than your ability to like
Write them
to
down.
like to write them down in a very specific way. I've been trying to do a lot of note stuff, and like formatting has just it's it's been driving me crazy. But then I realized, oh, it doesn't matter how I format it. It just matters like if I'm able to find it later. Because if I'm not
Yeah.
able to find it later and do anything with the information, it doesn't matter how nicely formatted it is.
I got you. Yeah. All right, Fahad, you taking off? All right, see you, dude. Have a good night, man.
Thank you so much for all the gift subs.
Yeah, Fahad was the gift tonight. Enjoy your rest, dude. You got back from a vacation like today. Pretty wild.
Yeah.
So enjoy yourself.
Get a good rest.
So yeah, we can start getting into the Q&A part now too. I probably have to dip here in a second just to grab some water, but I can answer your question. And how about this? We can do it like this. This is how I see it going. So I think like I'll give my take, and then Peter can give his take, and then we can just go from there. How's that sound?
Sure. Let's do that.
Sweet. So Teresa, yeah, we guys can start asking stuff if you want. Teresa says, "Is it worth keeping to playing games you love or growing with something that's popular?" Oh man. So okay, this is a good one. I guess actually this is really cool that we're answering both, because you're giving it from I would say maybe like a general perspective, or based off of like what you've seen. And I'll kind of answer this based off of like one, and yeah, the same way, but two, like of how much I know them. So I've known Terisu for a couple of years now. I know what types of content he does, so I can kind of give it like a more, I guess, personalized-ish answer. But I'd say for you, Terisu, I know how passionate you are about your games, like especially when it comes to like Sonic or any of like, I remember there's a video a while ago. I forget what game it was. It's like Harvest something. I forget what the thumbnail was, like a big wheat field, but
Harvest Moon.
I don't think it was Harvest Moon. It might have been something else.
Oh, okay.
I could be very wrong though. But you the way that you, because with you talk about your games, you do it in somewhat of like a video essay style as well. And I think, or if you're talking about in terms of content, I think, yeah, doing the stuff that you love is more genuine than doing something that's just to keep up with being popular. Or because at the same time, you could, like, let's say if you play like a really popular game and you eventually like really like love it and fall in love with it and really enjoy it, then yeah, that's an upswing. But I think because I like watching videos or even streams of games where people love playing it. Like, you guys know a huge example of that. For me, what wasn't just Splatoon, but I think, what game did I do? It might have. Let me check my list real quick. It was. You know what? I forget what game it was. But the point being, like, the fact that, like, if you thoroughly enjoy a game and like enjoy playing it or talking about it, then the people will know. Like, you can put up a front all you want saying like, yeah, like, oh, this game's pretty fun, but the more experience you've had with it, because I know like a lot of the creator people have talked about it too, especially with Peter. Like when it comes to like the games that we've all enjoyed playing growing up, and the seeing and just talking and having those genuine emotions about it, that can be transferred very well into content, and especially like if you're being legit about it too, people can relate to you. Because really big example, Teresa, is with Key. I was just talking about Key earlier. Key is a huge Kingdom Hearts fan, and ever since his switch to making Kingdom Hearts content, like he's had so much success with that. Like to see how passionate he is talking about anything in the game, whether it's the characters, the story, like mechanics in the game. And what I really do enjoy too with videos is like just looking in the comments, and there are people in there who are like, yes, you understand this so well, like, oh, like I totally get it. And those are the types of people where I think like myself really enjoy seeing like the true validity of like how much you enjoy the game. And going back to it as well, I don't think a modern game can replicate that, or not modern game, sorry. I don't think a trendy game could replicate that, unless maybe like a couple of years down the line, maybe it could. Like I know some people are already nostalgic about Fortnite, but they're probably talking about like early season Fortnite, which that was definitely kind of fun. But it really can depend. But for you, I would say, I think it's worth to keep playing games that are you know that you love. If it's for content, if it's just like playing games in general, oh yeah, then play everything. But for content, I'd say, well, not just like, no, don't just keep yourself restricted to the games you love, but I would say don't just abandon them for something new. You can implement them in other ways too. That's kind of how I would approach it. Hopefully that wasn't too long.
No, you're good.
Sweet.
That's actually very good advice.
Mm-hmm. So hold on, yeah, you can answer that question. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab some water.
All right. What's up, chat? So, yeah, I'm kind of like on the same boat. I'm pretty much on the same boat. It's like, it's also like this, okay? You gotta compromise. So if you really love this game and it's hella obscure and no one's gonna watch it, on Twitch at least, then definitely not a smart thing to do, right? But also playing a game that you don't like and it's really obvious that people don't like what they're playing and you're just not gonna have fun, it's also not fun to watch anyone do that. Like, can you imagine a comedian trying to tell jokes who doesn't like being a comedian? Like, that's just like the wackest shit. Actually, that's pretty funny, but it'd be a really whack show, you know what I'm saying? So there's no point in doing that. You gotta find the middle. And then there's also, so there's that thing, right? And I would say you could have a main game, but also you could have side games that you also like enjoy and you want to share with other people too. And so there's this thing called the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rule. And it goes like 20% of whatever, it's usually 20% of the efforts that contributes to 80% of the results. And if you look at it like from a shopping store, it's like 20% of the items contribute to 80% of the profits. Stuff like that. You could apply that to, it's like it's a rule of thumb. Of course, the numbers aren't exactly 80-20, but it still works really well like that. So figure out what that 20% is. That game that you like playing enough that also gets you growth, that will contribute towards 80% of your growth, right? So you play that, and then you could play that for like most of the time, right? What I'm doing right now with a client of mine, Cloud805, he's a Dragon Ball FighterZ player. He's a, well, yeah, I could call him a pro player. He used to play like competitively, professionally, like he used to compete, not much anymore, because the game's towards the end of its lifespan. But it gets him the most views. So like my suggestion was to basically, yeah, keep on playing Dragon Ball, play it in the beginning, because you know a lot of people still want to come and watch you play, and I know you're getting a little sick of the game, but you're not like, you don't hate the game. He still enjoys it. It's just that he doesn't want to play that all the time, right? And I'm like, all right, cool. So you stream for what, about like 5 hours? Like the last hour, go ahead, play whatever you want, like, you know. And it doesn't matter if the numbers drop, because like the people who are here for the main thing like are here, and then you can play like some variety after. So you can like switch it up, you know. It's about finding that balance and making sure you have like a main and a side, and making sure you have like distribution of time, so you know that like, hey, I'm gonna play this. I don't completely hate it. Like it's fun, but then I also want to try out other stuff. Well, at least like you have a time frame for the people to who came here for that main stuff to enjoy, and then the other side stuff. It's like whatever, because if they want to hang, then they hang. And it also kind of gives you an idea of like who's here for you rather than just the game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not gonna be like that all the time, but there's my answer to like, is it worth like games that you love or grow with something that's popular? And Cherry's got it correct too. You know, like niching down to Nintendo games because you don't like playing Valorant content. You like playing games offline, then go play other games offline. I kind of did the same thing too. You know, like no one's gonna watch me play Dota because Dota is like a super niche game that like it's hyper competitive, and only people want to watch people who are either like talent, like casters, commentators, hosts in the industry, in the scene, or you're a pro player, right? People don't generally watch other Dota players. So it's like, I could play it on my own time. I don't need to play it on stream because I still love the game, but it's not going to do anything for me on stream, and it's not like I'm trying to build my audience around around Dota. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you also have to think about that. Like, what kind of community do you want to curate, right? And wouldn't it suck if you blew up on a game that you didn't like, and your community is full of full of people who only like that game that you don't like? That's also really weird too, right? Like that makes no sense if you actually think about it. That would make you miserable, and I don't want you to be miserable. So, like, play the shit that you like, but also make sure that it's a game that's not super obscure. And if you can find a popular game that you like, then yes, use that to your advantage. Remember, trends aren't meant to be followed blindly. Trends are meant to be used as a guide. And if you find a trend that fits you, grab onto it, use it, right? You don't need to like imitate it 100%, but like if a genre of a game or something is popular, like Pokemon, like we love Pokemon, yeah, jump on that shit because you love Pokemon too, you know?
Yeah.
But if it's something else, if it's Elden Ring and you don't like playing Elden Ring, it's okay. You don't have to jump on Elden Ring. Other stuff will come. Sorry, I don't mean to curse so much, but other stuff.
No, you're
will
good.
come.
You're good.
So yeah.
No, good. That's great.
Head out. Oh shoot. All right. Good night, Cherry.
All right, see you,
Thanks for
Cherry.
dropping by.
Have a good night.
But, yeah, that's my answer.
Oh, it's a really good
I
take.
hope that made sense.
I mean, it made sense to me. I think, yeah, the other big issue, I think, when it comes to like just kind of narrowing down what you want to do is, I guess doing it in such a, yeah, like you mentioned, like imagine if you blew up like playing a game that like you didn't like, but like those people like, you know, enjoyed it, like holy crap, like, oh, they're playing this. It's like that level of like, you don't want to disappoint people, especially your viewers. Like you don't want to, like, if you're like in like a huge like content turn, like you'd be like, I'm only gonna do this, and then people are gonna be like, what? Like I didn't come here for this, that type of thing. Like there is that fear of like, and not losing everyone, but just like losing your growth, I think is a good way to put it. But in turn, like if you do something you love, then yeah, the people who love the same things as you are definitely gonna stay around.
Yeah. Like I also gave this analogy while you were gone, but I thought it was the most hilarious thing I thought of. I was like, imagine going to a comedy stand-up show and the guy that's like doing it doesn't actually like telling jokes.
Actually,
Like,
that might
really
be
funny,
pretty
but
funny.
it's also
Yeah.
kind of like it's kind
Yeah.
of messed up.
It's like, yeah, I'm just telling them just so I can. I'm like, all right, sure, thanks, buddy.
Yeah. So you know, man, that's a good analogy. I'll keep that. Yeah. So
Not really good. Yeah.
there's that.
Cool.
You said something that I wanted to jump on too, but I like completely forgot because I was so proud of my analogy.
Oh, what I said earlier, or
Yeah, you said something else, and I was like, oh, that's a great point, but I forgot.
was it now or earlier?
No, it was like literally just now.
Oh, it might have been about thank you.
For short throat.
I know, that's exactly what I got. Thanks. I was talking about like having people leave for not liking what you're doing, or like content wise. Or maybe was that it, or come on something
No,
else?
it was a little bit before that, but it's okay. It'll probably pop up again. If you like
All right. So yeah, I mean, up until this point, like, yeah, go ahead. Anyone in the chat? I know some of you probably have a lot of questions, so hopefully we can try to answer them. Let them run through real quick. But I know. Oh, actually, yeah. Someone asked me a question earlier. Also, Teresa's leaving too. All right, see you later, Teresa.
Hey, have a good night.
Thanks for the gifted sub and everything, dude. I hope it helps out. I appreciate it. Wow, this cough drop is strong. Anyway, I know. Okay, what was it? So yeah, my friend asked, what do you do? Oh, 'cause, yeah, what do you do if like you don't have a ton of people watching, and how to keeping entertaining and talking if there's not the chat to bounce off of?
Ooh. All right. Go ahead.
All right,
I want to hear your answer.
I'll give my I'll give it my go. So I think. So I mean, obviously, everyone starts off at that point. No matter like how big you are, I think that's one of the biggest humbling things too, is that unfortunately a lot of the big streamers do forget sometimes, because they think they've come to the point where they can just ignore it all. But everyone starts off in the same playing field. Everyone, streams to you're a zero viewer Andy, that type of thing, and that's totally fine. Like that's like how you start off of. But there are moments, I will say, because I think him in particular, the issue isn't just like starting off. The issue is being at a point where you do have somewhat of a big-ish following, but are still seeing like a lack of participation or whatnot, or just a lack of chatters. I think what usually helps me is one. I think you do it too, but I always turn off viewer count, because every single guy will tell you to do that too. But I do it not just because one, it won't discourage me, but two, I mentioned like talking in front of a camera. It kind of helps alleviate any of like the not anxiety, but just any like kind of nerves I have, like talking. Because like if I see like the numbers at like if the number goes up to like 50 people, I'm gonna be like, oh, like holy crap, how the hell am I gonna entertain 50 people? Or if the number is really low, it's like 2, then you're just like, oh yeah, like there's that, like you turn that off and not look at it. But by not looking at it, I think it kind of holds you to a point where you just act like even if there's like one person there's still one person. And just having like that kind of not banter with yourself about it, but I would say like not talking away that's very open-ended. Like it's like, oh, like like how was your day, and then there's no answer. I wouldn't say like that. I'd say more so just kind of talk about stories throughout the day, maybe like if repeat an older story, whatever. I'd say anything that kind of keeps you not busy, but kind of takes off your mind that like there is no like kind of chat. But then at some point you could see someone pop up and answer a question that you might have thrown out at the beginning, and then you build off of that. And if there's no like you can kind of keep going for as long as you can up until someone else asks something else too. So it goes, or also just focus on the game too. It can go hand in hand. I think that's what I think.
Okay. It's not bad advice. Let me see. How would I go about it? Oh wait, actually no. Okay, wait. I remember. The way I see live streaming now, and the way I think people are still trying to live stream like it's 2013. What I mean by that is that in 2013, you could stream for long hours and people will just like pop up in your stream. Like it'll just happen. That's just how it was. 2011, 2012, 2013, you could stream like that for long hours, and that's kind of where the conception came from, right? The idea of you stream long hours and people will eventually pop up, and it was a lot easier, right? But that was when Twitch was like super small. I don't have the statistics, and I'm probably not gonna go look it up, but but there's an astronomical more amount of people now than there was before.
Yeah.
So it's pretty saturated with people. And so what's happened, and also, okay, so that's one fact, right? The next thing is how Twitch recommends streams. Right now they have like more of like a recommended channel, and they're starting to come out with some kind of algorithm, but it's still like not enough, because when you look at the browse tab and you search by game, it's mostly the streams with the highest number first. And so if you're 0 in a channel, like in a game category, with thousands of people or even like hundreds, it's really hard to find you if you have 0 to 1 viewers. So no one's gonna find you. It's very, very rare that people will find you unless you're like in a very niche game category and there's like only like 5 people streaming that game. Okay. Which is, it might not be the case. So that's the second thing I want to put in. Now the third consideration is that now most people know that the what do you call it? The way you grow isn't to grow on Twitch, right?
Mhm.
Like you want to grow your Twitch channel, but it's like a channel. It's a platform. It is not your brand home. It's not like Twitch can die and then what happens? You know what I'm saying? This is like putting all your eggs in one basket. So you have to know that other platforms also serve the same purpose of just like being able to communicate with your viewers, with your community. So putting all of that together, you have to treat streams like you're just live producing a show to record and upload to other places later.
Mhm.
Because without doing that, like there is no way people are going to discover you if you have 0 to 1 viewers. It is
Yeah.
it is really hard, close to impossible. Um and that's just how you do it. You have to use Twitter, you have to use Instagram, Facebook, even if you're like a mobile gamer. If you're a mobile gamer, like it like there's just Facebook is like we're great for you.
Oh,
Um
wow.
and YouTube, especially YouTube. YouTube is the king. They have shorts now. They have community features. They have videos. And it's already been proven by Mr. Beast and Ludwig and a bunch of other people that YouTube is skill based. So
Mhm.
you just have to learn how to play the game. You know, algorithm isn't trying to suppress anyone. The algorithm is trying to serve content that people want to watch. So you just got to make content that people want to watch.
Yeah.
And you do that by live streaming and treating it like you're just live recording content, which means you don't worry about the chat, right? When you have no one in your
Yeah.
chat, you don't worry about the chat. You worry about how you act in the camera if you want someone to watch your YouTube video, right? You think about the people who will click onto your YouTube video instead. And that's how you reframe things so that creating content on Twitch is less lonely, it's less boring, and you're like, I'm creating this because I'm recording this and I'm gonna edit this and upload it later. Or I'm creating content just for the clips. And so with that mindset, you'll know to play up for the camera more.
Yeah.
You'll do all these things naturally that will make you a compelling creator when someone decides to hop in and check your screen but not say hi. Because not everyone's gonna say hi. But then you're gonna have to be on and interesting if people are gonna stay.
Oh, no, that's really good. I think especially when you mentioned just to treat the camera like you're recording, not like a live stream, is because yeah, like when I've had this issue too. Like I'll record or I'll do a segment like where I want to kind of break down and use as a video. 9 out of 10 times I'll get distracted by the chat, or I will like mid-recording, like answer a question in the chat, like oh crap, like it's getting me off topic. Like I gotta like focus on what I was doing in the beginning. Fortunately though, that kind of works. Like the interaction works if it's like an unboxing like on a stream or like looking at like a haul or something like that. But if you're like trying to do something else, then yeah, you definitely want to kind of treat it like like you said, a live production of your video. That's a good way to put it.
If no one was in chat, which I mean, I'm very thankful for everyone who dropped by in chat, and was interacting. But if for whatever reason that everyone was just busy today and no one was watching, this is just a podcast.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Extract the audio, cut off the beginning parts where we weren't talking, and upload it. That's a podcast episode. This is a podcast. This is a YouTube podcast episode. This potential. We have so many little nuggets and clips that we can turn into 1 to 3 minute videos, even shorts.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Yeah. That's what happened. What was it? I think I did like some sort of a podcast thing a while ago. But it was on a live stream and we just kind of broke it down. It's some people would say easy content, but like yeah, there you go. Like that's one less thing you have to do. You can just easily just grab it, do whatever you want with it, and then upload it.
Yeah.
It's Who Asked. Oh, don't remind me of that. That's a great show. I should have done. I should do that next year too. Yeah, but yeah, no, that's a good way to put it. Open up to also, of course, the floor. Any questions you guys have about content or anything, really?
Yeah. Maybe
open
I'll
up
take
to
like
it.
one more question because my mom came home, so I know
okay.
that I'm gonna have to go eat soon. So.
All right, one more. Someone give like a really good question.
By the way, have you heard of ChatGPT?
Yeah, you showed me it the other when you did it last stream, I think. I believe.
I didn't stream with it. I haven't streamed in a while.
Really? Oh well, it was your last stream. I think you did is when I watched it.
What? Did I really?
I remember. Yeah, it's the one where like you Like you input like the phrase or something or a question, and like it'll spit out a bunch of things.
Yeah. When the hell did I do that?
This is like a couple weeks
Alright.
ago.
Did I really just like blank like forgot it like
You
No.
might. It might be still be on your
22 days
page.
ago was my last stream. It might not have been me, dude.
Huh.
It 100% it cannot be me because yeah.
I could have sworn it was
No.
you.
No. I did not.
All right, I gotta find something to prove you wrong. I'm pretty sure you. All right. Well, either way, I do know about it. Yes.
Have you tried using it?
Yes, I have. Yeah. It's
What
really
do you think
useful.
about it?
It's. I think. One, it's just like a useful tool, like for anything. But like, if you really want to get ideas, or just like kind of put your not your foot, like kind of just put like your thoughts down and just kind of get ideas back, like bounce back at you. It's simple and it's easy, and like I think there's like not always like there'll definitely be like something that like will pop out from it, and it'll be like, huh, I didn't think of it that way, and then
What
that
a-
just prompts more discussion for it.
Ooh. Oh, okay. SKY2N. I don't know how to pronounce the whole
Oh,
thing.
Skytune.
Oh, Sky. Oh, that's Sky.
Yeah, this yeah, this is the guy I was talking about.
Yeah. Sorry. What's up? Thank you so much. You know, for the follow and everything like that. Keep on doing what you're doing. Just I'll give you some time to ask the final question, and I might like just like ramble and jump on it after, but like I don't mind. It's not like I have to go. But while you're coming up with the thing, let me show you. Let me show you. Like how much have you played with it? Because I've been playing with
Only
it for
like
3 weeks straight every single day.
Really, I've only done like the one day, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, show me.
Let me give you a little preview
Oh,
of
okay.
like how I use this. This is gonna become a YouTube video. Like no, it is. I have to share this with people.
All right, chat, check this out. You ready?
Okay.
Oh, a sec. I'll get up.
Yeah, you gonna put it up on stream, right?
Yep, I am. All right, it's up. All right, check
Okay.
this out.
All right, cool. So, I hope it's like big enough. But
I think so, yeah. Hey, what's going on,
Okay.
Radical? Welcome to the stream. Mr. Cool. If you've never heard of Chat
So-
GPT, check this out. It's really cool.
okay, so I'm using your video as an example because I thought that was hilarious. I was legit about to do this. Okay, so write me an outline. Wait, no. I am a content creator that specializes in I'm a content creator that I don't know, like wants to make video essays. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Write me some video ideas about Japanese, what do you call it, city
City
Pop.
Pop. Yeah.
in the 80s that is likely to go viral. Okay, I have another thing about like virality. Virality is more about
Okay.
virality is less about like reaching as many people as possible, but instead it's more about reaching as many of the right people as possible.
Your target, yeah.
Yeah. So that's when I say viral, I mean that.
Okay.
Right? Like and receive over like 50,000 views, right?
Mhm.
Tell me why. You think
Oh man.
tell me why you think so. You see like how detailed I'm
Yeah.
getting with this prompt?
Mhm.
Right. And let's just start with that. We don't need it too complicated. The rise and fall of City
Oh.
Pop. And in this video, you can explore the history and evolution. Wait, this is literally what you see.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Okay, so we're going to. Oh, it's connection to
Youth culture,
in the
yeah.
80s. Yeah, you see that? Like, look how detailed these answers are. Most people are just like, give me some ideas about like Japanese city pop, and it'll like just give you some like really generic ideas.
Mm-hmm.
But like, if you're the more whatever you're about it, right? So like,
Yeah.
okay, and then after you get this, you're like, write me a detailed outline for number 1.
Ho-ho.
And then there you go. You have your outline.
Oh my god. Wow. Yeah, look at people like Tatsuya Yamashita, Mario Takeuchi, and on. Yeah. Oh my god.
The peak of Japanese city pop. Yeah, the decline
the
of it. Yeah,
decline,
have
yeah.
more than 3. Like obviously, you could be like have only 3 main points. Like you could say that too, right? And you could say like rewrite this, rewrite this with the consideration that my audience is going to be mostly Generation Z who might have never heard of city pop before, right?
Uh-huh.
And then like it'll like revise it with the audience in mind. So like if you know your audience, like you really know your audience, like
Yeah.
their like I said, their hobbies, their demographics, their psychographics, what they believe in, what they're interested in, what they're looking for, then you could like make this prompt like even more what do you call it, like detailed.
Yeah.
And
Oh my gosh.
and then what I was saying about earlier, right? B-roll, right?
Yeah.
Give me a list of B-roll I could potentially use for this video.
Yep. Of live performances. Yeah.
Landmark, economic growth and modernization, probably because it has to do with whatever.
Yep.
Right? Like what are some songs I could use as a background track? Include like popular city pop songs. I mean, at this point, it knows what city pop songs are. So
Plastic Love, Cat's Eye, Candy, Midnight Shuffle.
nice. Now you have like music sourced.
Yeah.
Like, and then you just keep on going.
Wow. This thing's powerful.
Yeah. Like, and now the thinking, right? Obviously, the creative part, you have to like maybe edit this a little bit.
Yeah.
And structure it in the way that you want. But like, you're not starting from 0 anymore. You're starting from like 50.
Mm-hmm.
This is what it means to offload your work, right? And I mean, like, this is just gonna make your life so much easier, so you can like create more content,
Yeah.
right? And for like another thing, like I want to make like if you wanted to, right? Like for example, say you weren't gonna go do the big thing. Say you decided to do like short form content first to introduce people to like city pop and different things, right? Before you decide to take on the big thing of making a video, a 45-minute long video. You just like give me topics or elements about Japanese city pop in the 80s that I can make short form videos about. Did I ask it to give me? Oh yeah, okay. So it's gonna say like, and then these can be like literally like 1-minute videos, and you can
Separate
actually
videos,
like go, you can go and get even more like granular with it, right? So you could like the impact of Japanese city pop, right? Like, give me a list of genres that influenced city pop or Japanese city pop. It'll know what I'm talking about. And so like each video could be about a different influence.
That can ultimately lead up to the big one, which is just all of them combined. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you just break it down further.
Wow. Chat.
And
this
then
is it.
write me a video outline for number 3 for a video that's only 1 minute long. And there you go. And then you just do it again. So like that's how insanely powerful this tool is.
There you go. Wow. That's awesome. I'm definitely gonna... Actually, no, I could have sworn it was you who told me about this first, because you used Splatoon as an example.
Did I?
I feel like you did. I gotta find it at some point.
Oh, maybe I talked about, but I didn't show it.
Maybe.
22 days ago? I mean, possible. Because ChatGPT came out on November 30th, became publicly available. Hey, I can be crazy, amazing. This motherfucking cheating to make content. It's kind of a good cheating though. Is it really cheating or more like using like it's similar to like using Google. I could Google this, get a bunch of articles, highlight like just put the articles on something like Readwise, highlight all of it, and
Yeah.
then decide to create an outline on it. I could, but that takes more time, so I'm just saving time.
Well, here, Blazing, answer your question. I don't think it's cheating. I just think it's giving you answers that otherwise you probably wouldn't have really thought about at that point. Because you could do, like, yeah, you could still do the research for, like, I would still do the research for, like, certain things. But then, like, the AI itself will give you ideas. You're like, huh. Like, you could go at it that way. You could see the video flow better. It's like your personal assistant that, like, will give you a detailed answer about anything. And you could use, and I don't see it as cheating. I just see it like as an enhancer.
And then like I was writing something and I was like, I don't know how to phrase this correctly. Like everything, like English is hard, right? Like sometimes your English comes out weird and you're like, can you like rephrase this? And then like it'll rephrase it for you. And you're like, oh, like you sound kind of like a robot. Can you add more emotion to it? I want my reader to feel this.
Yeah.
And then it'll just like write it like that.
Wow.
Oh, you could also ask it to write an SEO optimized YouTube video description for that video, so that it will probably show up like have a higher chance of showing up on Google search results. You can ask it for thumbnail ideas. You can ask it for YouTube title ideas.
That's honestly that's the other big thing about content creation is coming up with the titles and the thumbnails. That's perfect. Oh man. Oh my gosh.
And then you take the ideas and then you go to like a thumbnail designer and then have them design it, because like if the more detailed you can give it, and then if you have like visual references, obviously that'll help out too.
Yeah.
But it makes the designers or the artist's job like so much easier.
You're right. Yeah.
Because
That way
you can show like, because then some people are like hella vague with their explanations, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And it confuses the hell out of people.
Oh, that's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
wow.
That's just like the surface of like the level of like, I think understanding how to use ChatGPT is like a skill, and I've practiced it for like 3 weeks. It's insane.
I gotta practice more of that then. Wow.
Yeah.
I definitely will.
All right. So let me go read Skytoon's thing.
Yeah, he left a bunch of stuff. Don't worry, we're not ignoring you, Gray. Don't worry. We're
All
here.
right. Cool. So I guess the first would be, what do you do if you feel like your community has almost left? I'm very goal-oriented, and it does get discouraging when it doesn't happen. Splatoon, there's only so much you can say when you have a dead chat with nobody to bounce off of. I feel like it's easier when people are there for you, when it feels like a party, because there's no games I want to play. Oh, I think you literally just missed a little bit of what we talked about right before you asked this question.
I think he did, yeah.
Content creation is my passion. That's what I want to do. Sometimes you feel like on top of the world. Okay. I'm going to address the content creation is my passion thing first, right? So you said content creation. You didn't say streaming. So, but then like the first paragraph, the way you're talking about it is like you're talking about it from like the point of a streamer. You see what I'm saying? There's so much more ways you can create content around the game that you love. I'm going to assume it's Splatoon. And so yeah, if you're streaming and no one's really there for you, yeah, it can be discouraging. And you know, I'm sorry to hear that. It's true. It can be very discouraging. But to sum up what I said earlier is like, use the opportunity of you streaming to also like record content for other platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, wherever like the Splatoon community lives. That's like the first thing, you know. And then the second thing is like kind of figure out what your community wants, because sometimes we're so tunnel visioned into like us creating that we kind of forget about like who we're creating for and like what they like. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, oh, we gotta make Splatoon content, gotta make Splatoon content. Like, is this even the type of Splatoon content that they want? You know what I'm saying? From you. So like being able to kind of ask yourself that, like, is this Splatoon content? Like why would anyone watch this? What makes this Splatoon content valuable, right? For my community. Everybody has different needs. So like kind of understanding your audience and their needs, super important. And I think the third thing is like kind of just making, if you're talking about how there's only so much you can do when you have a dead chat, then come up with ideas. And I just showed off ChatGPT. Like you could come up with ideas of what you can do on stream to make playing Splatoon more fun and challenging and just like different than playing, for example, I don't know if you guys have ranked or something like that, or just like
there is ranked,
playing
yeah.
ranked all day, you know, because everyone just plays ranked all day. So find different ways to like spice it up or like include other people. There's way more things that you can do besides just like streaming, and I think that's probably one of the problems that I see you running into. You know, it's just like you're streaming a lot, people aren't coming by, and and it just feels discouraging when no one's there and you feel like you're only streaming or like things are only good when people are there, when there's just so many other avenues to grow as a creator, to bring people into your stream and then have them like enjoy your stream in a different way that you haven't done before.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I missed the other parts. Like, it's like all they care about is one game, and like that's true. You could play like Splatoon, right? And if that's not all you want to play, then play Splatoon for the first like hour or two, right? And then switch it to a different game, or if you stream like let's say Monday through Friday, have Monday through Thursday Splatoon days, and then Friday be like I'm gonna play whatever I want, right? And then make sure you make like an event out of it. The more you eventize something, the more it feels like it's important, So say, hey guys, like from now on, I'm only gonna play Splatoon 3, but on Fridays, we're gonna be playing all my favorite single player games. So if you wanna like join me on this journey and like share the experience of like my most beloved games with me, I would really love it if you guys came and watch me go through like Mega Man X through like X8, something like that. Whatever game that you're into, turn into a series. Right, and then also turn that into like YouTube videos and shorts, because like it's nice content to bring in other people too, to show your personality. So yeah, turn VODs into videos. That's right. I have a stream deck. I don't know if you do, but I have a button that clips stuff for me. Then there's this YouTube channel called, not YouTube channel. There's this website called joincombo.com that will take your clips from your channel, like you'll link your Twitch, and you can there's like templates that it formats it into like a vertical format.
Oh yeah, for like TikTok and stuff.
Yeah, for TikTok, and then you also like link it. You link it to YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, and it'll just upload it to those platforms on there. So it has a built-in editor. It syncs clips from your stream, and you just upload, and like that's it. Like, so you just use your clips first, and then if you figure out a way to tell a story with your content, say you're playing ranked, right? Maybe the goal is to like hit gold. I don't know if you guys have do you guys have medals like that
in Splatoon?
Yeah, gold, diamond.
We no, I don't think. Oh, we have letters. It's like for the
letters.
If we have like a rank thing, yeah, we have letters that go up to S, and then there's like an X rank or whatever.
Okay, so like say like I'm gonna spend like my goal is to hit X rank in 1 month, right? And you make like an event out of it. And so every week, if you have the time and skill and the ability to, you can make a video that releases once every week about your journey so far to reach the X rank. Like what you learned, what are the things that went in your way, like what are your ups and downs of the journey, like highlight moments, stuff like that. To tell that story. And that's gonna be like very compelling content that gets people to care about your journey, and then they'll want to join your stream to watch you progress live.
Yeah, they'll want to be a part of that journey, like you said.
Yep. So that's I know there was like a lot I said, but like just take one or two things, and I'm sure you'll be able to like run with it. The first thing I think is like the short form content. Just get used to posting short form.
That's something I want to do a lot more next year too.
I wonder if I could put a link. Here, I'll just put the name of it, and you could like look it up.
Combo. Gotcha.
Yeah, anybody could do it.
Yeah, Blazing, you can make some content.
It's like, yeah, you can work out too. Just start lifting 3-pound, 5-pound weights. It's okay. You'll get stronger. You'll get better.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
If you can't, go to the gym 3 times a week instead of like 6. Maybe 2 times a week is good enough. Whatever like your life allows you to, and then you ramp it up from there.
Yeah. Work out. All right. Yeah, I'll work out. Shut up. I'll go to the gym too. Gotta work on the physical and the mental. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I think that was a good time to end. What do you think about this whole thing? Was this good for you, man?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed this.
I think if anything, like I want to do it again at some point too. I think because I know some of my friends just texted me. They said they were watching, but they were just listening the whole time. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how good the conversation is. But I know they probably have a lot of questions too, because I said. Yeah, the content creation journey is really different for anyone. So anyone will have a tip or trick that they can share that will definitely work or might not work, whatever. But I like this. That this is an opportunity just to kind of lay out some stuff and say like, all right, like how do we feel about it, whatnot. And honestly, yeah, you helped me like outline my city pop video, which I was trying to figure out exactly how do I start it, what do I do, that type of thing. And especially with Chat GPT, I know that's gonna be a huge help, at least for me, like moving forward with all my content as well.
Yeah. I'm just glad I was able to provide value for you on the stream and to your viewers too. Mind if I plug myself?
No,
Is
go
that
right
okay with
ahead.
you?
Yeah, go right ahead. Self promotion is totally allowed. Go for it.
All right, thank you. Well, if you guys enjoyed this and you guys want to follow me, by the way, my name is Xenosking once again. I'm a realistic optimist that loves helping content creators grow their brands and learn more about the business of content creation in a way that hopefully isn't too overwhelming and won't burn you out. So if you want to learn more about this, follow me on Twitter. That's kind of my main platform where I post like almost every single day. Hopefully stuff that I'm learning about or stuff that's helpful to content creators. I'm gonna get back on that YouTube grind once the new year starts. I'm just giving myself a break. But follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Xenosking. And
grabbing
give me a
that
follow.
link.
Also, if you're new to Night Sky and you found him through the Just Chatting section, he's an awesome dude too. Make sure you follow him. He makes very fun content.
Ah, of course.
And I like Soul Vibe too.
You hear that? You hear that, chat? I'm not a wash streamer. I told you. I
Yeah,
appreciate
a
it. There you
gamer
go.
who sucks at video games but provides the best vibes, jokes, and good times all around.
Yep, there you go. That's how it works. Here's the finishes that purple, the blue check mark. But yeah, chat, please go follow him. Check out his stuff. It's awesome. I'm so thankful that I have you on tonight. I think this is definitely one of like the streams that this is the type of stream where I want to do more often. I just want to talk with content creators because I had a podcast back in the day where I would talk with a content creator friend and just about like anything really. So I kind of want to bring that back up again. So this is a kind of a good, I guess, reintroduction of it. I guess it was a return in the same point. That was really fun.
Yeah, do it. Bring Skytune and whoever else that's a content creator. I don't know if all of them are or some of them are up here. Bring Cherry, bring Basil. you know,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
have good conversations. Yeah. This is I think this is good. You bring good vibes. I'm gonna start doing that too, so I'll have to invite you onto my podcast as well.
Oh, totally. I'm totally down. Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, chat, everyone say thank you to Peter, to Xenosking. Big honor to help him, have him on the stream. Shout out to you guys as well. You guys are awesome. Thanks for all the questions tonight too. And any final words you want to say?
Content creation can be hard, but it can be a lot of fun too and super rewarding. So I'm glad you guys have each other. You guys have Night Sky, keep this same energy, right? Keep the vibes going, keep the community going, support each other. And that's what's really gonna make this a lot easier. And just remember that it's honestly about the journey and not necessarily about the result. Like as long as you keep on walking forward towards that mountain that we talked about in the beginning, as long as you have a goal to hit that mountain, you keep on walking forward and you keep on finding ways to improve how to, like, even if it's just 1%, right? Just figure out ways to improve that road to make it a little bit less bumpy. You'll hit it. So just don't give up.
Good words. Good words. Perfect. Well, like I said, man, it's an honor to have you on. Look forward to the new year, everything cool you're going to do. And like I said, yeah, I'd totally love to hop on your podcast and have you back on here as well at any point.
Oh yeah. Thank you so much. I'm going to go eat now. Everybody have a great night. Happy New Year's.
All right. Sounds good.
later.
Peace. See ya.
Peace.
Ah, what a lad, chat. What a lad. My brother is singing in the shower next door. All right, you're stuck with me now again. Hold on. I'm trying to get some good music on. City Popu. Chat, he literally did all the work for me. No, I'm kidding. No, Chat GPT is going to be a huge game changer, man. I'm telling you. I'm so excited. All right, I'm working. That City Pop video is coming out next year. Mark my words. I am doing it. Everyone's live now, too. Perfect. All right. Well, how long have we been live for now, right? Almost 3 hours? I'm still feeling pretty good. So if you don't know, chat, I am sick. My voice does kind of feel a bit I'm congested. Like 12 minutes? Yeah, I've been live for 12 minutes, chat. But we're still going. Probably at the end of the year. Oh, thank you. It's nothing too bad. But unfortunately, my entire family got sick. I think it was probably over the holidays someone got us sick. So yeah, my parents are congested, got a cough. It's just my throat and my congestion right now. My faces feel a little bit warm though, but I think that's just my immune system trying to fight it off. Same thing with my brother. I'm trying to run some turf. Turf war? You want to play Splatoon? Man, Peter out here inspiring people to play Splatoon. Is that what's going on? I need to use online. True. Well, you want to do this? We could do this instead too. Actually, let's see what you guys want to do. You guys want to do Mario Kart or you want to do Splatoon? I know no one wants to do Mario Kart. All right, you can't? You don't have Mario Kart, right? Maybe we could leave it up to a vote. I was with you, Blazing. Damn. Blazing, no one's being a menace. Doing Smash right now. SP's always doing Smash. He's always smashing someone. Not mine either. True. Shoddy, I don't mind. Splatoon, because I actually have that game. Alright, well, we can do Splatoon then. I'm down to do that. Who else went live right now? I think a bunch of the creative people went live too. This is actually really good timing. I'm good with that game too. Are you good at the game? Oh, that was a really good talk. I enjoyed that, chat. That was fun. Alright, I'm gonna change up the categories and stuff now. Alright, done. We get it set up. My PlayStation is still plugged in, isn't it? Oh, it's not. There's gonna be a brighter too. Like Manny's chair? Yeah, it's my old IKEA chair. It sucks. I don't have any good chairs right now. Yeah, Blazing hates Mannequin. Baby, open your eyes. Go back into your... Actual turd. A scumbag. I learned not long ago that IKEA has food. It does! The Swedish meatballs are pretty good. Oops. Like golden clam? Or just a clam? Alright, you guys ready for the game? Voice chat? Maybe. Maybe later on. Probably not, though. I don't want to hear Blazing's voice right now, honestly. I have pause music now, too. I'm actually gonna punch you in the throat. Hey, be nice to me. Be nice to me. Hey, you can reach him. True. All right. Join up with me, guys. Oh. Bum, 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 bum. I'm really taller than him. Cap. That is big cap. All right, let's play. Yeah, isn't blazing short, or is that just me? I forget. Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Holy! Oh, they know I am. Woo! I suck at the game. Oh my god. That was terrible. Alright, chat, here we go. Ah, couldn't reach. There you go. Thank you. Ah! What the hell is that ink brush gonna do? There we go. Push back here a bit. Ah! Damn it! Yeah, the carbon roller. Ah! I went right into their damn range of fire. That wasn't too good. Oh, I'm washed. There's no GGs for that. That was terrible. I suck at the game. Depression. Amazing game. That's a terrible ass game. 2-4. Keep going. Blazinga. Ba, ba, bow. Great job, Blazing. This is all his fault. Well, actually, I can go to the... Woohoo! Ooh, I like that. Got the same message? I don't know. I sure hope we did. Battle time. So this better not be like the worst. I don't know if it's the worst thing. If I eat shit, it's because I'm trying to actually guns. What? Oh, my dog's out. Cool. It's so choppy for this stuff. There you go. There you go. Suck it up! Oh! Fuck. GYN? What the hell is that? Ooh, one more, one more. Gray, what was your favorite part about the whole conversation? That was a really good chat. I'll be honest, that was really good. I enjoyed that immensely. Boom. About spaghetti? What spaghetti? I love spaghetti. Oh, fuck! Come on, give me that. Give me that. I got too comfortable. Thank you. Woo! He really is smart, though. I'm glad he finally joined me in helping others grow. No, he's an awesome guy. He really is cool. Great game. Yeah. GG's. GG's. Chat. Thanks for the subs tonight. Actually, we got a lot of good subs. Subs. Level up. Subs. Blazing. Nolan. Blazinga. Oh, it's almost, this is almost half a nautical nonsense right here. Team Nautical Nonsense. Oh, versus Nolan. Katana, huh? When did you use the Pro? The Forge Pro. Oh, thought that failed for him. Oh, I see him. I see him. Oh, how the hell did he still get me? Oh, while they're working up there, I gotta clean up back here. Uh-oh. They're coming. Oh. Oh, right here. Shit. A roller. We're near on the front lines. Ah! It's too slow. Damn, I think we lost. I think we choked that one, Blazing. Everyone went up ahead. Oops. Ah. We failed! Blazing, where the hell were you? I don't think no one got me at all. 1-3 KD. Ugh. Terrible. I gotta do better. Hey, good morning, everyone. I think we'll probably be live for like another 30-ish minutes. I don't want to go to 1. I probably need to get some sleep. I'm tired. Good day. Next round. Choose your character. So like you guys know what the plan is for the week. So tomorrow, I don't want to announce too soon. Tomorrow is technically the game night. Slash mod thing. But Friday we might do a stream. And New Year's Eve I might do an early stream. Depends on how I feel. I'm not gonna do a stream up to midnight, but I want to do an early night stream. That's Saturday. Oh! Oh. Ah, this fucker. I was really sending this cool statue to Download for Legendaries, but it popped up in pre-orders and deals chat, but it's Japan only. I don't need a statue though. I already have all 4 figures. I'm good. Actually, have I shown you guys those? I think I showed what I got for Christmas. Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it during in between matches. I just went back that. Where is he? Alright, down here a bit too. Go, 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 go! Ah! I'm a bit cornered here. Ah! No, Nolan. Oh shit! Survive! Oh no, we're gonna choke again, aren't we? Ah, I almost had him. I think we lost. Damn it. We fought our best, but I think they overtook us in the end. Nope, we win. Oh my god. 0.5. GG's. Get some Night Sky GG's. So yeah, check this out, chat. Look what I got for Christmas. This isn't everything I got. I got Arceus. So I finally have all 4. So I have Dialga, the ruler of time. Palkia, the ruler of space. Giratina, the ruler of the distortion world. And the god of all Pokemon, Arceus. And my brother gave me 2 things. He got me the complete series of Cowboy Bebop, Peak Show. And probably the coolest thing I got, because I built it myself, was the Infinity Gauntlet. A Lego version of the Infinity Gauntlet. Ohio King. Hey, I'm with Ohio. Made in Ohio. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Nolan. I was running out of ink there. I couldn't have died to that. Oh, come on. Screw that guy. Of course it's freaking Ohio. Only in Ohio. Made in Ohio. Not do that kind of flying crossover. I would have died terribly. There we go, there we go. Survive, survive, survive! How's our chance? Woo! Made in Ohio. Wonder of Ohio. The world made in Ohio. Get rolled. Great game. Ooh, 7-0 KD. I'm back. Night Sky is back. You all suck at the game. Ohio. Ohio gozaimasu. Who else is joining? What the? That can't be Gloomy. I have no idea who that is. Fudge! Fox. I picked the wrong lure. No. Night check general chat. Hell no. Let's roll. Yeah. Botch, if you got banned, don't ask about it in the chat. Yeah, stay on him, stay on him. Ah, couldn't do shit. I don't know where the hell I was aiming. Yeah. Where's that blob? We're losing.
Oh! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Go, go, go! Someone clip that. We're going, we're going. Ah, fuck. Oh, why are we taking so many damn heavy casualties? There we go. I think we lost 3 of 1. Probably one of the two. Let's see. Oh, well, I definitely did something in the back, but I don't know if that'll help. Oh, we did! Barely. What the hell is our front line doing? Whew. Maybe the blob is lagging? It might have been. It's almost as if you got splatted. You just got splatooned. Oh, battery. Alright, I'll charge it afterwards. We're still going strong. I'm hitting with the slash one shot, never died. Skill issue. All right. Sheet. Booyah. There you go. Oh! Oh no, my battery's dead. Swap out. Alright, this one dead too. Alright. We're going Joy-Cons. Oh, this is gonna feel weird. Swap out. Thank you. Alright. That can't be the front line right now. I'm just gonna go be the back line. Alien's playing Smash Bros. What the hell? There we go. That one. He's playing Smash Brothers. Ooh! Ooh! Someone clip that. I killed 2 people with a bomb. Go, 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 go.
Oh, I almost had two. Well, that was something. Nice. GG's. GG's. Not a bad round. Seven 3. That's a pretty good KD. Oh, good. My shirt's ready to go. Night Sky. That's me. Ow. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put on the cleats. I'm messy. World Cup. World Cup. I took Night Sky didn't caps lock. Finally. Bro, serious right now. Ooh. Uh-oh. Cold soup. I'm out of ink. The cold soup. Oh. Come on, Nolan, we got this. There you go, there you go. There you go, there you go. Hey. Want to bed? Alright, I will too. Love you. Blazing, what were you trying to do there? That was funny. Someone clip that, please. Cold soup. There you go. I found my groove. I found my groove. Oh. Look up behind you, Nolan. There we go. I gave up. He kept swinging. Nice. GG's. We held him back. All right, chat. Last match of the night. Let's do it. This one up next will be the last match of the night. You see me on thy rotor yonder. Jog away, as thou some one diabolical villain. What? I already know that. Anyway, shit game. I wish all snipers very painful and agonizing death. Marbles? Nah, no Marbies tonight. We'll do it next stream, which might be Friday. We'll do marbles then. Wait, what was my KD? Ooh, 6'3". Eh, 1/2. Ba-ba-da. Errors occurred. Oh, did he drop out? I don't think it's ace. Well, it's me versus those two either way. Yeah. Anyway. Boom. This guy got me. Shit. Fuck. Thank you. Ah! I'm gonna kill this guy. He's got so much distance. Thank you. Alright, we gotta go now. There he is. I want to get him. Help! Oh, I almost got him. I almost got him. I'm the best of the game. All right. GG's. Here, grab the hammer. Ha! Alright, good stuff. Let me go to Harmony real quick. Why have phone? Why would you smash it? I'll resell it. Ooh. Oh, a Mudmouth. Alright, cool. Alrighty, chat. That's gonna do it for today's stream. Got any music? There we go. Mother's a good card paired up with a Suction Mom card. Gotcha. Alright, who should we raid? I need to stream. Too bad, I'm tired. We've been live for 3.5 hours. How much Quagmires are there? Alright, we have our pick. Should we raid Sam, Sunny, Delilah, or Cherry? Actually, let's raid Cherry, because she was here. That's right, Cherry M's. Give her some yeah, Alan, catch these hands. Catch these hands. Alright, chat. Definitely under the weather. Alright, real quick. Let's read these out. We gotta thank some people tonight. So, shout out to Fahad for the gifted sub to Basil. Fahad for the gifted sub to Xenosking, aka Peter. Laura Law for the follow. Terisu for the gifted sub to Fahad. Fahad for the gifted sub to Cherry. And for Terisu for the 100 biddies. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. We'll be live again Friday, I think. I'll try to aim for a Friday night stream. How's that sound, guys? So good stuff all around. Get ready. We're going to go raid Cherry M's. Last 2 streams of the year coming up, honestly. This is it. So I get this up and ready. Oh no! I'm the biggest bird. I'm the biggest bird. Alright. You ready to raid Cherry? Did you not say anything for Thursday night? I did not, so I don't know if we do the game night chat, we'll do it to Thursday night. If not, if no one can make it, then we'll shift it towards next year. I'm the biggest bird. Alright, get ready for the raid. Game night. So here's the thing. Game night tomorrow night if people can make it. If not, we will do it next year. Maybe next week, I mean. Alright, so get ready for the Discord game night. I'll make an announcement later on tonight. Actually, I'll make it tonight on Twitter. Alright. Get ready, guys. Go tell Cherry I said what's up. Hashtag night raid. Thanks for coming, guys. Shout out to Peter. Peace. Woo, go. Go, 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 go. Go! Okay.